Welcome everyone to Jimmy John's Field on this gorgeous Sunday afternoon ball game. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here as we bring you the matchup between the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and Westside Woolly Mammoths. And Dan, it has been a while since we last saw these two teams play.
Yeah, it was back on May 13th, and it was a victory
For the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, if I recall correctly. And so this is only going to be their second matchup in a public game this season, so let's see who is going to come out on top. Dan, what's our pitching matchups look like for today?
We have Devin Alexander going for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers against Jared Gaynor from the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Now, both these pitchers have played absolutely phenomenally so far for their respective teams to this point in the season. Jared Gaynor has a ERA of 2.27 with a whip of 120 across his non-games played, going 31 and 2/3 innings pitched with 30 hits, 8 walks, and 32 strikeouts. He's been just doing a phenomenal job. He's got 2 wins and 2 losses. And, Dan, he's facing off against his former team.
Yeah, you know, that's the shocking part. Last season, he had an ERA of 4.10 and a whip of 152, so he's definitely improved.
Oh, by a long shot. He's cut his ERA in half, and he's doing a lot better this season with the Mammoths than he was with the Hoppers last season.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he can come out here and show his old team what he can do.
Yeah, so now, Brian, we can't forget about Devin Alexander as well. He has 28.5 innings pitched already this season for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, has 2 wins and a loss, has given up 21 hits, 18 walks, 24 strikeouts, given up 10 runs which were earned, an ERA of 3.14 and a whip of 136.
Yeah, he's been a weapon on the mound for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers all season long, so we got 2 studs going at it against each other on the mound in today's ball game. Dan, yesterday was the All-Star game.
Yes.
We saw Nick Wilson face off against John Macon in the home run derby. John Macon had himself quite a day yesterday during the All-Star game.
Yes, he did. Remember that diving stop robbed Nick Wilson of a home run.
Yeah, Dan, not only was he the finalist for the home run derby, losing it by just 1 home run, he ended up robbing Nick Wilson, who beat him in the home run derby, of a home run out there in the outfield wall. An extremely athletic play by him. And
yes,
that really got the crowd going. John Macon, Dan, so far this season has been nothing if not impressive for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. I believe 5 or 6 home runs on the season. He's a hard hitter, and he's incredibly athletic and good defensively. So look to him in today's ball game to really do some damage against the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yes, you know, it was a great day yesterday. We had a great turnout of fans, and I mean, this was a packed house yesterday.
The West and the East ended up tying.
Yes.
The All-Star game only goes 7 innings, and it ended up in a 2-2 tie. DJ Martinez had himself a 2 RBI single in the second inning, and then RBIs from Bulkin and I believe Cruz ended up making that a 2-2 tie, and that's where we rested. We saw 12 pitchers yesterday,
yes, we
10
did.
of which didn't give up a single earned run, so it was an impressive outing.
And, you know, after the ball game, fans were treated to autographs from the All-Stars as well.
They got to meet with the players, and it was a great day all around.
Yes, it was.
Meanwhile, Dan, who would you pick for your player of the game?
I am going to go with Ricky Castro today.
Interesting pick there. Ricky Castro, he obviously is the big name on the Hoppers lineup card. He is fighting for a league lead in base average. He is phenomenally defensively. Everyone knows how much he can do over there at the shortstop position.
Yes.
And he's got a lot of speed on the base paths, so it makes sense to pick him. He doesn't get a whole lot of RBI opportunities since he hits at the beginning of the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if he can do something about that here today.
He has 19. He's got a 19-game hitting streak going, right?
Yes, he does, Dan. And if he gets one today, it'll extend to 20, and that is the record in the league.
Yes,
Every day he gets a base hit, he increases that record for consecutive games with a base hit.
Now, Brian, who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with Alex Abbott of the Westside Woolly Mammoths. He is the home run leader on the Mammoths lineup and batting third today for them, playing right field out there. He played, I believe it was center field for them yesterday.
Yes.
For the All-Star game. And it was, I have a feeling Alex Abbott's going to come up big for the Westside Woolly Mammoths in today's ball game. Now, Steve already with Casey Chenoweth. Chenoweth's having a good season of his own. He's batting 6th in the lineup for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and playing third base. So those are all predictions for players of the game, and let's see how this turns out for them in today's ball game.
And it's Superhero Day at the ballpark.
It is Superhero Day, Dan, and we had Captain America throw the first pitch. We're also going to have Spider-Man and Wonder Woman as well, so it's going to be a great day for the little kids who come to the baseball park and obviously the big comic book fans.
Yeah, me and you have been waiting for this day for a long time now.
Yes, we have. We were talking about it leading up to it, and it's just a gorgeous day here,
Yes, it
Dan.
is. Couldn't ask for any better. Yesterday was gorgeous as well.
78 degrees and sunny. It feels like every day is getting better. This is a nice moderate temperature with clear skies. It's just gorgeous here.
Yes, it is.
So anyways, we're going to go to the starting lineups for the Diamond Hoppers and the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So we'll be back shortly, and I'll send it down the field.
The starting pitcher today for the Eastside Hoppers from Concord, California, number 6, Devin Alexander. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring on your home team for today's game, the Westside Woolly Mammoths, managed by Shane McCaffrey. Joining the Mammoths on the field today are the baseball buddies, the Rochester Rays. Leading off and batting first from El Segundo, California, the second baseman, number 6, R.J. Pure with Cole Murphy and Jackson Hector. Batting second from Vienna, Virginia, the third baseman, number 9, Ken Blackstone with Owen Fulcher and Brady Lindstrom. Batting third from Tipton, Georgia, the right fielder, number 21, Alex Abbott with Chenzo DeCicco. Batting fourth from Lyle, Michigan, today's designated hitter, number 22, Ethan Whitsker with Ben Weber and Drew Weber. Batting fifth from Goffstown, New Hampshire, the first baseman, number 3, Riley Palmer with Bolton Waters and Ryland Waters. Batting sixth from Hamilton, Ohio, the shortstop, number 2, Jeff Smith with Jake Norton and Hank Staves. Batting seventh from Chattanooga, Tennessee, the left fielder, number 10, Hagan Wilkie with Luke Krazik and Jonathan Abrams. Batting eighth from Indianapolis, Indiana, the catcher, number 4, Nick Krause with Brady Thomas and Jack Fleury. Batting ninth from Chicago, Illinois, the center fielder, number 7, Joe Farrell with Jacob Turner. And the starting pitcher today for the Westside Woolly Mammoths from Cave Creek, Arizona, number 15, Jared Gator with Buck Staves and Brenson Waters. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. Veterans and active military may keep their hats on while rendering the hand salute as we honor America and our military with the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Alyssa Pajakowski.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler here. We're just a few moments away from first pitch between Westside Woolly Mammoths and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. And Dan, why don't you go through the lineup one more time for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers?
I would love to. Batting first, the shortstop, Ricky Castro. Batting second, the second baseman, Cam Stewart. Batting third, the right fielder, John Mencken. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Chris Power. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Esteban Gomez. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Casey Chenoweth. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Brandon Oliver. Batting eighth, the catcher, Kyle Figueroa. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Joe Maroney. Defensively for the Westside Woolly Mammoths this afternoon, in left, you have Hagen Wilkie. In center, you have Joba Farrell. In right, you have Alex Abbott. At third, you have Kent Blackstone. At short, you have Jeff Smith. At second, you have RJ Fuhr. At first, you have Riley Palmer. Doing the catching behind the plate is Nick Kraus. And on the mound is Jared Gaynor.
So Jared Gaynor taking over on the mound here to start this ball game for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. And Dan, he is been on a roll lately with that ERA of 2.27. He's been phenomenal all season long. Like we mentioned, he came over from the Eastside Diamond Hoppers to the Mammoths this year, where he's cut his ERA in half and lowered his WHIP from 152 to 1.21 or 1.20 or lowered above 120. As apparently I struggle to get the words out. So he has definitely improved drastically on his season last year.
Yes, they have. And you know what, Brian? This is going to be a great matchup this afternoon because both teams are coming off of a loss. Westside Woolly Mammoths lost 5-4 against the Utica Unicorns, and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers lost Thursday evening against the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. So, and the second half of the season starts. So, let's see what happens.
So, it's going to be a good matchup today as Ricky Castro steps in for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
So far this season, Castro's hitting .356, has 32 hits and 8 RBIs.
First pitch to him is going to be a ball inside at 1:32 p.m.
And just a gorgeous afternoon here at Jimmy John's Field.
Comes the 1-0 to Castro. He's going to be low for a ball. 2-0 now on him. Castro, Dan, back on Thursday when the Hoppers were last active, he went 1 for 3. He had a base hit and a walk in that game, as it's 2-1 now.
And right now his hitting streak is at 19.
See if he can extend it here. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's going to be a ball inside. 3-1 now, as a 76-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch from Gaynor misses on the inside half of the plate. Comes the 3-1. He's going to sky that one over to right center field. Farrell underneath it will make the catch, and that's going to be one down here in the top of the first inning. So Cam Stewart will step in, Dan, for his first at-bat of the ballgame.
Yes.
Cam Stewart in Thursday's ball game when the Hoppers faced the Beavers went 0 for 4. He reached on a fielder's choice, and that was it out of him in that game.
So far this season, he's hitting .346, has 27 hits, 4 home runs, and 16 RBIs.
He's going to sky that one in the netting behind home plate. 0-1 on him now. He's been dominant with the Eastside Diamond Hoppers at the plate so far this season. Went 0 for 4 last time, but that means very little across the vast season where he has performed very well. 1-1 now as that last pitch missed outside.
Yeah, it's the second half of the season now. It feels like a new beginning.
The 1-1 delivery is going to be swung on and foul tipped off his ankle, it looks like. 1-2.
The Hoppers are wearing their green uniforms this afternoon.
It's the green uniforms with the darker green spots on them as they are the away team. So, of course, they'd wear the darker uniforms as the 1-2 delivery from Gainers. And he swings and misses at that one. Cam Stewart goes down on strikes. So 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. So now John Mencken will stand in.
And he had a wonderful evening last night in the All-Star game.
John Mencken not doing much offensively, but had a spectacular leaping grab at the wall out there in left field.
Robbing
left
Nick
center
Wilson.
field. It's going to be a strike on the outside edge. 0-1 now. That was a little bit of revenge for Mencken, as Mencken ended up being just a finalist in their home run derby, losing to Nick Wilson on the last-second home run. So John Mencken got a little bit of revenge there with that, robbing Nick Wilson of a home run during the game as he checks his swing on that one. Appeal down the first says he wins, so it's going to be 0-2 quickly on him now.
Mencken so far this season's hitting .342, has 26 hits, 3 home runs, and 13 RBIs.
It's a force to be reckoned with at the plate for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. It's no wonder why he bats third in their lineup. As the delivery from Gainer is going to be outside, 1-2 now. Here comes the offering from Gainer. He's going to sky that one into foul territory down the right side. So it'll remain 1-2 now on Mencken. There's 2 outs here in the top of the first inning with no men on. Mencken looks to get aboard first here in the ballgame. Comes the pitch. 1-2 is going to be foul tipped, so he'll stay alive to see another one. It's going to be a meeting at the mound between Cross and Gainer.
So far, Gainer got Ricky Castro to fly out to center and also struck out Cam Stewart.
He made quick work of the first 2 batters. Now he's got a troublesome one in John Mencken. John Mencken can foul him off all day. He's really good at protecting the plate. Eastside Diamond Hoppers have a good lineup as far as on paper. Lots of them hitting for average. Ricky Castro, Cam Stewart, and John Mencken all hitting above 300 as the 1-2 pitch is going to be low inside, 2-2.
And when they get on the base paths, they are dangerous as well.
Ricky Castro has a ton of speed out there, as does the outfielder Maroney. Comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, and Mencken's going to have to run down to first. That was a drop third strike, and they're going to throw him out. So Jared Gainer will end the inning with 2 strikeouts swinging. And we go to the bottom of the first inning where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be R.J. Fuhrer, Kent Blackstone, and Alex Abbott. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here, bringing you this Sunday afternoon matchup between the Hoppers and the Mammoths. It's still a 0-0 tie as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. The Diamond Hoppers went in order in the top of the first inning, so now it's the Mammoths' turn to take some swings. So, Dan, why don't you go through the starting lineup for the Westside Woolly Mammoths?
I would love to. Batting first, the second baseman, R.J. Fuhr. Batting second, the third baseman, Kent Blackstone. Batting third, the right fielder, Alex Abbott. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Ethan Whisker. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Riley Palmer. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Jeff Smith. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Hagen Wilkie. Batting eighth, the catcher, Nick Kraus. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Joba Farrell. And defensively for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers this afternoon, in left you have Chris Power. In center you have Joe Maroney. In right you have John Macon. At third you have Casey Chenoweth. At short you have Ricky Castro. At second you have Cam Stewart. At first you have Esteban Gomez. Doing the catching behind the plate is Kyle Figueroa. And on the mound is Devin Alexander.
Devin Alexander, Dan, another pitcher who's been dominant this season with his team, as the first pitch to R.J. Fuhr is a strike on the outside half of the plate, 0-1.
Yeah, Alexander's ERA is 3.14, whip of 136.
As the 0-1 pitch comes in, another strike on the outside half of the plate, 0-2.
And R.J. Fuhr's been doing a great job getting that batting average up a little bit more.
Yeah, it's up to 185 now, and it seems like every game it slowly creeps its way back up. He's really starting to come into his own here at the plate, as the 0-2 pitch is going to be on the outside edge. 3 straight pitches on the outside half the plate. R.J. Fuhr does not agree with it, but it's going to be a strikeout looking for Devin Alexander.
That was a beautiful pitch by Devin Alexander.
That's going to be a grounder down to the mound. Devin Alexander will make the toss down to Gomez, and the play is made, so that's a quick second out. It's Kent Blackstone grounds out very quickly. I was still filling out my score sheet, and I heard the crowd. I was like, what's happening?
That was a quick at-bat.
So a bunt from Kent Blackstone will be unsuccessful as he bunts it back towards the mound for Devin Alexander to make the toss down to first. So now Ethan Whisker will stand in. First pitch to him, he swings and misses at that one, 0-1. Alexander sets, comes the delivery. It's going to be down low for a ball, 1-1, as Figueroa had to be on the move to make that play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ethan Whisker. Oh, he's going to swing that one, and Ricky Castro is going to make the leaping catch over there at shortstop. Just a quick little leap. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for the Westside Woolly Mammoths here in the bottom half of the first. So we go back to the top of the second, where due up for the Hoppers is going to be Chris Power, Esteban Gomez, and Casey Chenoweth. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the second inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here, bringing you the Sunday afternoon matchup between the Hoppers and the Mammoths. Still a 0-0 tie here in the top of the second.
Both pitchers making quick work in their first outing.
Yes, Dan, they both went 1-2-3, getting them out in order, so great jobs from them. As Chris Power will step in now. It's going to be a ball inside, 1-0 on Power. The 1-0 delivery from Gaynor is going to be in there for a strike, 1-1.
So far this season, Chris Powers hitting .264, has 24 hits, 4 home runs, and 13 RBIs.
And last time the Hoppers played back on Thursday, Power went 1 for 3. He had a double, reached on an error, and reached on a walk. So he reached base safely in 3 plate appearances. 1-2 now on Power as Gaynor sets. Here comes the delivery. It's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, and that's going to strike out Chris Power looking. So 3 consecutive strikeouts now for Gaynor on the mound. As Esteban Gomez will step in for his first plate appearance of the ballgame.
Both pitchers touching that outside corner, getting called strikes.
Yeah, if the umpire is going to give him the call, they might as well work with it.
Yes.
Esteban Gomez back on Thursday's game for the Hoppers. Went 1 for 4, and Dan, he had a solo home run.
Yes, he did.
As the first pitch to him is going to be called a strike, 0-1.
And that was in the second. Hey, it's the second inning now. Maybe he can do it again.
He can only hit home runs in the second inning. That's just the stipulation of being a pro ball player.
So far this season, Gomez is hitting .239, has 21 hits, 3 home runs, and 19 RBIs.
Meanwhile, he foul tips another one off, so it's going to be 0-2 on him. As Gaynor gets ready on the mound. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be low, so 1-2 on Gomez. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss as Gomez goes down on strikes, and that's 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Jared Gaynor.
He's rolling now, Brian.
It seems he's found his groove and
yes, he has.
Is rolling with it here early in this ball game. So Casey Chenoweth is going to stand in. Part of what's making Jared Gaynor so effective here in the first 2 innings is he's really mixing his speed and his pitches with the locations really well. Just everything's been mixed around.
Yes.
He's doing a good job hitting his spots, too, as he first pitches a strike over the heart of the plate, 0-1. Comes the 0-1 pitch to Chenoweth. He's going to flare that one over to left center field, and Smith backing up onto the outfield grass will make the catch. And
that's another 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, the second 1-2-3 inning in a row for Jared Gaynor and the Westside William Mammoths. As we go to the bottom half of the second inning, we're due up for those Mammoths is going to be Riley Palmer, Jeff Smith, and Hagen Wilkie. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the second inning where Riley Palmer is due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. And the Mammoths went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. They're going to look to avoid doing the same thing here. So it's 0-1 now on Palmer as the first pitch to him was in the strike zone. The 0-1 is driven high in the air. Going out in the outfield, backing up is Castro. He's going to be called off by Power in left, and Power will make the catch. So Riley Palmer goes out. Flies out to left field. As Jeff Smith will get the call up to the plate now.
Jeff Smith so far this season hitting .221, 17 hits and 9 RBIs.
0-1 on Smith as Devin Alexander trying to match his peer on the mound, Jared Gaynor, and try to go 1-2-3 in this inning as well as the 0-1 pitch is going to be outside, 1-1.
Back on Friday, Jeff Smith was 0 for 4.
Jeff Smith really surprised us in the home run derby, Dan.
Yes, he did.
He has no home runs to this point in the season, but he hit 12 in the first round to advance to the second, so he's done a good job as the 0-1 pitch is going to be swung on and foul tipped off the mask of Figueroa, 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch way outside. 2-2 now on Jeff Smith as Figueroa nearly couldn't grab that one. The 2-2 pitch, he's going to hit that one off the edge of his bat. Gomez gets the ball, tosses it to Alexander, and Alexander tagging first will get Jeff Smith.
Yeah, great job there by Devin Alexander getting over to first to cover the bag in time.
Well, that's one of the first things they teach you as a pitcher when it comes to playing defensively is to always cover first base. So now Sean Wood will stand in.
He's over there in left field this afternoon.
The first pitch to Wood is going to be a ball on the inside third of the plate, 1-0.
Still, Wood is brand new to this league.
Be another ball low, 2-0. Yeah, Sean Wood is still fairly new for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Back on Friday, he went 0 for 4. Struck out twice. Or he had also 1 for 3. Actually, 1 for 3, my correction. With a walk.
So 3-0 now on Sean Wood. As that one's going to be in there for a strike, 3-1 now. Three-one pitch going to miss, and Sean Wood will be the first runner on the base paths for either team in today's ballgame as he draws a 2-out walk here in the bottom of the second inning.
Coming into this afternoon's ball game, Devin Alexander has walked 18 batters.
He's doing a great job of not allowing many hits and many walks. His whip is 136. That's just over a runner on the base paths per inning via a walk or a hit. So now Hagen Wilkie will stand in. First pitch to Wilkie is going to be a strike on the outside third of the plate, 0-1.
So far this season, Hagen Wilkie's hitting 127, has 9 hits, a homer, and 4 RBIs.
So Alexander sets. And here comes the delivery. That's going to be a pitch way outside, 1-1. Looks like he released the ball a little bit early there. Hagen Wilkie pinch ran in the ninth inning of the the loss to the Unicorns the other night.
And he had a hit.
Pinch. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be a ball inside. It gets away from Figueroa, but not far. So count will fall even at 2 apiece now on Hagen Wilkie. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Runner at first, and Hagen Wilkie up to bat. Here comes the delivery from Alexander. It's going to be a ball inside. Count will run full now at 3-2.
This is the first full count for Devin Alexander this afternoon.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. That's going to be just outside, and that's going to walk Hagen Wilkie. So after getting the first 5 batters of the ball game out, Devin Alexander has walked the next 2, and Sean Wood and Hagen Wilkie on the base pads for Nick Krause. So Nick Krause will stand in with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second as the Mammoths look to take the first lead of the ball game.
Nick Krause, so far this season, hitting .200, has 4 hits and 3 RBIs.
Figueroa is going to come out to the mound and have a meeting with Devin Alexander as they look to figure out how to approach Krause. Krause has 4 hits and 20 at-bats, getting him that average of exactly 200, as that's going to be a ball high 1-0 now. So runners at first and second with Nick Krause at the plate as there's 2 outs here, and that's going to be a ball way outside. Now 2-0 on Krause. That one's going to be fouled off. Now 2-1 on Krause as he just barely gets a piece of that one. Sean Wood at second base can come around to score if there is a base hit. As the 2-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed. Count's going to fall even now on Krause, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Runner in scoring position. That's going to be just outside. 3-2 now on Nick Krause, and another full count on the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So runners will be on the move here. And Devin Alexander almost got Sean Wood at second base. Sean Wood nearly jumped.
But no one's covering over there.
Yeah, it would have been a bad decision to throw back. As here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's going to be outside, so now 3 straight walks after retiring the first 5 batters to walk the bases loaded. So Joe Farrell will stand in with bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second as he can do some damage here and give the Westside Woolly Mammoths an early lead.
So far this season, Farrell is hitting .164, has 12 hits, a homer, and 4 RBIs. And like you said, Brian, a perfect chance here to increase the RBIs for him.
So 1-0 on Farrell now as that pitch missed outside. Farrell and last back on Friday's ballgame for the Mammoths went 1 for 3, had a base hit and a walk. He did strike out twice, however, as he's going to sky that one into foul territory on the right side. That one's going to get out of play. So 1-1 on him now. Here comes the delivery of the 1-1. Swing and a miss there from Farrell, as it's going to be 1-2 on him now.
Looked a little late there.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here comes the offering. Swung on and missed, and Jobo Farrell strikes out swinging as Devin Alexander gets himself out of a bases loaded jam. And it's still 0-0 as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. When we come back to the top of the 3rd, it's going to be Oliver, Kyle Figueroa, and Joe Maroney up to bat. So please stay tuned for more.
Well, I'd say Batman. Who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman's a winner here.
My favorite superhero is the Hulk. Oh, yeah.
It's got to be Iron Man.
Captain America.
I think I like Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think she rocks.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
I like the Hulk because he's a beast.
The Hulk.
My favorite superhero is going to be Wonder Woman.
Your favorite superhero, of course, is Wonder Woman. And back in the day, I would have gone with She-Ra. Yeah.
Probably Batman.
Batman.
I like Storm from X-Men.
Spider-Man.
Iron Man.
Definitely Batman,
Yeah? Why?
because I look like him.
My favorite superhero would be Superman.
Llamo Ricardo Manuel y mi superhéroe favorito es Barney the dinosaur. Thank you. You have a great day.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 3rd inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you as we bring you this afternoon matchup between the Diamond Hoppers and Mammoths. And Dan, it's still a hitless game for both teams.
Yes, it is. Devin Alexander got himself in some trouble. Had the bases loaded for the rolling Mammoths, but was able to strike out Farrell to get out of it. And Jared Gaynor's been making quick work so far.
Yeah, he's gone 1-2-3 in the first 2 innings. He's quickly 0-1 now on Brandon Oliver. And yeah, Dan, like you were mentioning, Devin Alexander got into a little bit of trouble there, as that one's going to be fouled to the left side, 0-2 on Oliver. He walked the bases loaded, walked 1, 2, and 3 batters in a row to load the bases with 2 outs, and that got him into quite a bit of trouble before Jobo Farrell finally struck out to end the inning. But technically, there's still no hits for either team, as that one's going to be skied in the netting behind home plate to remain 0-2.
Brandon Oliver up the bat right now. He had his first hit in his USPBL career on Thursday for the Hoppers, and it was an RBI as well, and that was in the 6th.
0-2 pitch going to be grounded towards the Hoppers dugout. Remain 0-2 as Oliver's protecting the plate here to stay alive. Oh, 2 pitch way outside, 1-2. Trying to see if Oliver would bite on that one. Here comes the 1-2. That's going to be a little bit high. Kraus thought that was going to be a strikeout as he jumped up to go toss down a 3rd and realized he wasn't getting the call he wanted. So count will fall even at 2 apiece now. Two-two pitch is going to be skied over the head of Fuhr into right field. That's going to be the base hit for Brandon Oliver and the first of the ball game for either team.
What a great swing there from Oliver.
So Kyle Figueroa will stand under the runner at first and no outs here in the top of the 3rd inning.
So far this season, Figueroa is hitting .254, has 18 hits and 8 RBIs.
As that's going to be a grounded over to the pit mound, and a quick toss on to first is going to get him. So that will advance Brennan Oliver down to second base.
So Figueroa did his job.
So with 1 out, there's a runner at second base for Joe Maroney.
So far this season, Joe Maroney's hitting .176, have 9 hits and 4 RBIs. He has a perfect chance here if he gets a hit here to bring home Oliver, who's over there at second.
Yeah, he could give the Eastside Diamond Hoppers the lead here, as it's still 0-0, but with a runner at second and 1 out, there's a little bit of room to work with for Maroney. So the first pitch is going to be outside, 1-0. Here's the delivery from Gaynor. He's going to check his swing, but that's going to be a strike nonetheless, 1-1. So the runner at second base, 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out on Joe Maroney. The Diamond Hoppers look to take the lead as that one's going to be skied, just fouled on the first base line. And it's 1-2 now on Joe Maroney. Here comes the 1-2 offering. He's going to foul that one in the netting behind home plate, so he'll stay alive.
Got some fans jumping.
Well, it's kind of instinct to kind of like flinch when you see a ball coming at you at, 60, 70 plus miles an hour. As the 1-2 pitch, it's going to be swung on and missed. And Joe Maroney goes down on strikes.
That would be Gaynor's 5th strikeout.
Yes, Dan, and that is going to be his 4th one swinging. So now Ricky Castro will come back up as we are back to the top of the lineup here.
Hey, his first time up, he flew out to the center fielder, Joba Farrell.
Ricky Castro still looking to extend his hitting streak here to 20 games. He's got an opportunity with a runner in scoring position to score a run as well. Swing and a miss there from Castro.
Big swing from him.
0-1. He thought he had that one, but ended up swinging over top of it as the ball was inside. And here comes the 0-1 offering from Gaynor. He's going to swing and miss at another one. 0-2 now, as Ricky Castro looks a bit anxious out there to bring home that runner from second.
Yeah, Oliver's getting a pretty good, decent lead over there at second. Any hit in the gap could bring him home.
0-2 pitch is going to be down in the dirt. Krause had to run it down, but didn't get far enough away for Brandon Oliver to come in to score. Castro has been a workhorse all season for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. And he was, without a doubt, probably one of the easiest All-Stars to pick for the All-Star game. As the 1-2 pitch is going to be fouled off as he had to go down low to get that one.
Yeah, barely getting a piece of that one.
So he will stay alive. Comes the 1-2 offering from Gaynor. It's going to be high. And 2-2, the count will fall even. As Krause thought about throwing on a second, but no one was covering. Comes the 2-2. Another pitch outside. Now it's a full count on Ricky Castro. So with a runner at second base and a full count with 2 outs on Ricky Castro, it's going to be down to this next pitch to see if he can bring home the runner. The 3-2 pitch. He's going to foul that one off, and he'll stay alive.
Gainer's thinking to himself, what do I have to do to get Castro? It's been a battle here.
The 3-2 pitch is in. He's going to foul that one high in the air into foul territory. Looks like it's going to get out of play. And Castro is fighting it off here, as that's probably the 6th or 7th pitch of the at-bat. Comes pitch number 8. A pitch outside is going to walk Ricky Castro, so Castro wins the battle and gets on first base, drawing a walk.
That's Gainer's first walk of the ball game.
So now Cam Stewart will come back up for his second plate appearance of the ball game.
He was Gainer's first strikeout victim.
Striking out on 4 pitches. And he's got runners at first and second with 2 outs, as the Hoppers still looking to take the lead here.
Coming into this afternoon's ball game, Stewart's hitting .346, has 27 hits, 4 home runs, and 16 RBIs.
So he's definitely one of the players in the Eastside Diamond Hoppers lineup you want to turn to, especially as he hits that one to a base hit in the left field. They're going to wave all over around third base, and he's going to come home safely. So as I was saying, Cam Stewart hits for an RBI single, and that'll score the first run of the ball game, giving the Diamond Hoppers a 1-0 lead. So John Mencken will stand in now.
And he was Gainer's second strikeout victim.
Mencken has an opportunity here to now extend the lead with runners at first and second and 2 outs, thanks after that Cam Stewart RBI single to left field a moment ago. John Mencken hitting just 5 points lower than Cam Stewart in average, hitting .342 instead of .347. So the 2-3 hitters in this lineup are very dangerous, as that's going to be a strike on the inside inner third of the plate, 0-1. Comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be just a bit outside, 1-1.
Castro over there at second getting a really good, decent lead here. And he hit just like
1-1 pitch. He's going to foul that one off the top of Krause's head behind the plate. So it'll go to 1-2 now.
If Mencken can do what Stewart just did, Castro will be coming home with ease.
Hey, Castro's got even more speed than Brandon Oliver, so I feel any base hit could really score Castro with all that speed out there on the base pass. Here comes the 1-2. It's going to be high. Count will fall even now at 2-2. Runners at first and second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the the third inning. Hoppers have a 1-0 lead thanks to a Cam Stewart RBI single as they try to add on to it here. Comes the delivery from Gainer. He's going to ground that one over to the third baseman, charging his Blackstone. Makes a throw down to first, and not going to be able to make the play at home as Palmer throws it down to home, and it's going to get away from Krause. So Ricky Castro will score safely as John Mencken reaches first on an infield single.
Yeah, great heads-up base running by Ricky Castro to give the Hoppers, come home to score to give the Hoppers 2-0.
Heads-up baseball is that definitely what it was, as it was a tough play for Blackstone and Palmer to make. Palmer went down to the splits to try to make the catch, made the catch, but he was pulled off the bag a little bit, and then Castro, seeing how much time that play was taking, decided to round third base and come home, and the throw from Palmer got past Krause at home plate and allowing Ricky Castro to score safely and both runners advancing. So now runners at second and third for Chris Power in his second at-bat of the ball game. That was a mouthful. So that one is fouled off. 0-1 now on Chris Power. Chris Power struck out looking his last time up. The only looking strikeout for Jared Gainer so far in this game. So another one's fouled off. 0-2. So with 2 outs and runners at second and third, Chris Power can tack on a couple more and really give them a hefty lead here in the early goings. 0-2 pitch is going to be low and away. Cam Stewart, who was at third, thought about coming home, but decided against it when he saw Cross got to that ball quickly. So 1-2 now on Chris Power. One-two pitch is going to be grounded up the middle. That's going to be through for a base hit. That's going to score 1 run, maybe 2, as running third base is John Mankin, who will come in safely. So the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup have combined now for 4 RBIs, giving the Eastside Diamond Hoppers a 4-0 lead here in the top of the third inning. So Esteban Gomez will stand in now for his second plate appearance of the ball game, Dan.
Yeah, Gomez struck out his first time up.
As Shane McCaddy is going to come out to the mound and have a discussion with Jared Gaynor. Jared Gaynor, who was cruising through the first 2 innings, getting the first 6 batters out and is running some trouble here. He's given up 4 hits this inning and walked 1, giving up 4 RBIs, 4 earned runs. I apologize. Some warming up going on in the bullpen down there for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, now Gaynor's getting a little bit roughed up here from the Hoppers.
So unlike the Westside Woolly Mammoths in the bottom half of the second, when the Hoppers got runners in scoring position, they were able to bring around a score. So it's now a 4-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, as that one's going to be grounded over to the right side. Charging his Fuhrer will make the toss down to first, and that's going to finally end the inning. But not before the Eastside Diamond Hoppers plate 4 runs, taking a 4-0 lead here in the early goings. We're going to come back to the bottom half of the third inning, where due up for the Mammoths is going to be the top of the lineup, R.J. Fuhrer, Kent Blackstone, and Ethan Whisker. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the third inning, where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is going to be R.J. Fuhrer.
And Diamond Hoppers got their runs on the board early.
Yeah, they surged there in the top of the third inning with 4 base hits, all of them just singles, but that scored 4 runs for them as they take a commanding 4-0 lead here in the early goings of this ball game. The Mammoths looking to retaliate here, have the top of the lineup. R.J. Fuhrer leading it off. He's 1-0 now.
Yeah, he's 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up and was Alexander's first strikeout victim, of course.
The Mammoths have to be kicking themselves a little bit, Dan. They were able to load the bases on walks back in the bottom of the second, but weren't able to do any damage. And this would be a lot closer ball game if they were able to do that, as it's 3-0 now on R.J. Fuhrer. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That one's going to be over the heart of the plate at 86 miles an hour. 3-1 on R.J. Fuhr. It's going to be a ball high, and R.J. Fuhr is going to be walking. That's the 4th walk now for Devin Alexander in this ball game, and we're only in the 3rd inning.
That's not good at all, Brian.
His control is starting to have some issues here.
And it's always not good to walk the leadoff batter because R.J. Fuhr, we have seen him steal a couple bases already this season.
Yeah, R.J. Fuhr has a lot of speed on the base paths, is a weapon when it comes to stealing bases, as Blackstone's going to take for a ball 1-0 now. And Devin Alexander, who was just dominant in the first inning and a half, really, ran into some trouble in the bottom half of the second. It looks like he might be carrying that over here, too, as that's another ball, 2-0 now. Throw it on a first. R.J. Fuhr gets back in safely. See, 2-0 pitch swung on and missed by Blackstone. 2-1 now. He took a big rip at that one.
Yes, he did.
So the Mammoths trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They have a runner at first base. Still without a hit, though, is the Mammoths, as they have 4 walks. As that one is going to be hit for a single in the right field, and making the stop there is Cam Stewart. An athletic play for him making the stop, but unfortunately it trickled into the outfield.
And no one covering first base either.
So as soon as I was saying is they were still without a hit, Kent Blackstone comes up and delivers it. And now we have runners at first and second with no outs here in the bottom of the 3rd with Ethan Whisker coming up. Whisker popped up to Ricky Castro's last time up. Cam Stewart's athletic play out there in the shallow right field to stop that ball would have allowed R.J. Fuhr to advance all the way to 3rd, so he may not have been able to get the out at first base, but he stopped the runner from getting into an even better position. 0-1 now on Whiskers. He swung and missed at the first pitch offered.
Well, we may always have a perfect chance here to get their runs on the board.
0-1 pitch is going to be skied in the air into foul territory. Going to get out of play, so 0-2 now.
And like you said, Brian, they struggled to do that when they had the bases loaded last inning.
Let's hope they don't strand the runners this time as they look to get a couple runs in and narrow down this lead. The 0-2 pitch is going to be on the outside 3rd of the plate. Called for a strike. That was a close one there.
Yes, it was.
But Ethan Whisker's going to go down on strikes looking.
That's most of his 3rd strikeout for Devin Alexander. His first 2 came on the outside corner as well.
So Riley Palmer will walk in now, looking to take his 2nd plate appearance here, as he's got runners at first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
The first time up, he flew out to the left fielder, Chris Power.
As the first pitch is outside, 1-0. Yeah, that pop-up or fly-out for Riley Palmer was kind of blooped out there. It was in between Castro and Power when Power called him off to make the catch. Here comes the 1-0. He's going to sky that one into foul territory down the left side. Charging is Chenoweth, who will not make the catch into foul territory. So 1-1 now on Palmer.
If Chenoweth had a better jump, he could have possibly get that fly out over there.
Well, it was a long run in foul territory. We've mentioned a lot about how big the foul territory here is at Jimmy John's Field, so it would have been a challenge either way. As the 1-1 is in, it's swung on, and he's going to tip that one over to the first base. They're going to get the lead runner at second. So Palmer barely getting a piece of that one. Hits it back to the mound. And so Palmer reaches on a fielder's choice as they're going to elect to throw out Kent Blackstone at second. R.J. Fear is going to advance to third on the play. And so with 2 outs, Jeff Smith comes in with runners to the corners. He has an RBI situation ahead of him. Still looking to get that 10th RBI of the season and break into double digits there.
Yeah, he's hitting 221 so far.
He grounded out down the first base line his last time up, where Devin Alexander covering first made the play. He's going to swing and miss at that one. Takes a big rip at a fastball. 0-1 on him. Going to second base is going to be Riley Palmer as he gets in there safely. He took off after the pitch to Jeff Smith. So now there's runners at second and third for Jeff Smith with 2 outs, and he can plate possibly 2 runs with a base hit here and cut down on this deficit, cutting it in half, making it 4-2. Comes the 1-1. A strike on the outside edge. Smith does not agree with that call. It's going to be 1-2 on him now.
Yeah, this afternoon's been calling those outside pitches.
Yeah, he's been very generous with those calls, that's for sure. So the 1-2 is going to be outside. 2-2 now. The count will fall even. Here comes the delivery from Alexander. It's going to be a ball outside, full count now on Smith. Devin Alexander had a couple of full counts back in the last inning.
Let's see if he can win the battle here.
If he doesn't cut down on these full counts, his outing won't last long. He can't afford to have his pitch count go so high. 3-2 is going to be swung on and missed by Jeff Smith, and he goes down on strikes. And the Westside William Mammoths, for the second inning in a row, leave runners in scoring position. And we'll go back to the top of the 4th inning where due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers is going to be Casey Chenoweth, Brandon Oliver, and Kyle Figueroa. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Got a mask right here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Oh my goodness!
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 4th inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you, bringing you this afternoon matchup between the Hoppers and the Mammoths. The Hoppers have a 4-0 lead here after they plated 4 runs in the top of the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss there from Casey Chenoweth. 0-1 on him now.
Yeah, you had an RBI single from Cam Stewart, and also you had 2 RBIs from 2 RBI single from Chris Power.
So the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, Dan, have come in big here in the 3rd inning. RBIs from Stewart, Macon, and Power to give them that 4-0 lead as he fouls off another one. 0-2 now on Chenoweth.
Chenoweth is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to the shortstop, Jeff Smith, his last time up.
And Casey Chenoweth is Steve's pick for player of the game. My original pick for player of the game, Alex Abbott, is no longer in the lineup. Not sure what happened there. 1-2, so suppose I'll have to choose somebody new eventually here, or just none at all.
You take the loss, Brian.
I'll take the loss, apparently. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Gaynor. It's going to be a ball outside. 2-2 now. Count will fall even. The 2-2 is hit up the middle, and that's going to land in front of Farrell out there in center field, and it's going to be a base hit for Casey Chenoweth. So Brandon Oliver will come up to bat.
He's 1 for 1 today. He had a hit his last time up.
He had the first hit of the ball game, Dan, as that's a swing and a miss from Oliver. 0-1. He's got a runner at first base with no outs here in the top of the 4th inning. Casey Chenoweth with a little bit of a lead down there at first base, keeping a close eye on him, as that's going to be a pitch down the heart of the plate. 0-2. Jared Gaynor's velocity is usually like maxes out about 89 miles an hour, but he does a great job of mixing up his pitches as far as speed, pitch choice, and location. So that's how he's been such a dominant pitcher so far this year. So that's going to be a foul ball. 0-2. Comes the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be hit up the middle, making the play is Fierdo. Going to get the lead runner at second, a quick down to first. And they're going to not. They're going to say it pulled him off the bag. And I think Riley Palmer has a bit of an argument there. So Shane McCaddy comes trotting out from the dugout. So they got the lead runner at first for sure, as R.J. Fuhr tagged second base, made a quick throw down to first, and it looked like they got him. But they're going to say that Palmer was pulled off the bag, allowing Brennan Oliver to reach base safely. So Shane McCaddy will return to the dugout, and Brennan Oliver will be safe at first on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, it was a very close play down there at first, Brian.
So now with 1 man on and 1 out, Kyle Figueroa is going to step in for his second at-bat of the ballgame.
Yeah, he grounded out back to the mound his last time up.
As he fouls the first one off, 0-1 on him. Comes the 0-1 delivery from Gaynor. It's going to be foul tipped. And it's going to roll foul.
Just barely.
He got a piece of it, and it went fair, but it rolled down the third base line before finally trickling foul.
And Brandon Oliver was on the move there as well.
A good job by Kent Blackstone to show some patience there and just hope that one was going to go foul. So still one out here in the the top of the 4th inning with 1 man on. 0-2 pitch swung on and missed from Figueroa, and he's going to go down on strikes.
That would be Gaynor's 6th strikeout of this ball game.
So Joe Maroney will come back up to bat for his 2nd time in today's ball game with 2 outs and a man at first base.
He struck out his first time up.
He was the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Jared Gaynor, and that was the 2nd out of the 3rd inning, as that's going to be a grounder down to Blackstone. Blackstone will make the throw down to Palmer at first, and that's going to end the inning. So the Hoppers strand 1 on the base paths as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning, where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is going to be Sean Wood, Hagen Wilkie, and Nick Krause, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Mammoths lineup. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. So welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here as we bring you this Sunday afternoon matchup between the Mammoths and the Hoppers. It's a 4-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers as the Mammoths are up to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Sean Wood, his first time up, walked.
And he has taken a strike here, and it's 0-1 on him now as Devin Alexander out there for the 4th inning. 1-1 on him now. He walked the bases loaded in the bottom of the 2nd before finally striking out Jobo Farrell, and they got into more trouble in the 3rd inning, leaving runners at 2nd and 3rd. So he's been just barely skirting by danger as it's 2-1 on him now.
Yeah, he's been having problems with walking batters, but still only gave up 1 hit.
It's going to be a strike on the outside 3rd of the plate. 2-2. Yeah, Dan, if Devin Alexander wants to have a good or a decently long outing for the Hoppers today, he's going to have to cut down on the walks because eventually these runners in scoring position are going to come and bite him in the butt. Meanwhile, Sean Wood swings and misses and strikes out. So that'll be the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Devin Alexander, as Hagen Wilkie will step in now. One out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be a ball outside, 1-0 on Hagen Wilkie. Wilkie walked his last time up. He was one of the 3 consecutive walks that Devin Alexander gave up to load the bases. As that's going to be another ball high, 2-0 now. Two-0 pitch is going to be skied into foul territory. Looks like it's going to land out of play, as it'll go to 2-1 now on Wilkie. The offering from Alexander is going to be low and inside, 3-1 on him. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. It's going to be high, so he's going to walk the 5th batter of the ball game, and Hagen Wilkie's on for the 2nd time today with a walk.
Yep, that's what Devin Alexander's been struggling all afternoon so far. Now Nick Krause is up. He walked as well his first time up.
As the first pitch to Krause is going to be fouled off, 0-1. Got a runner down there at first base as Devin Alexander walked the 5th batter of the ball game. He's got more walks than strikeouts today, or actually the same exact number. And he's going to want to
cut that down.
Yeah, definitely. As Figueroa has just been taking a beating behind the plate as that first foul ball from Krause went off of him, as that's called another strike, 0-2. Figueroa's been taking a lot of foul balls off his face mask. I know earlier he took one off the top of his head. So a quick throw down to first is going to push Hagen Wilkie back onto the base. Another throw down. Oh, 0-2 pitch inside will be a ball, 1-2 on Krause.
The Hoppers have some action in their bullpen, and it's the right-hander Matt Rogers warming up.
The 1-2 pitch is going to be a little bit low there, 2-2, so count will fall even. Still one out here in the bottom of the 4th inning with a runner at first base. The Mammoths trail it 4-0 here as they look to cut down on this lead. They still have plenty of time left to do so, but better to do it sooner rather than later as Krause fouls off another one to remain at 2-2. Two-two pitch fouled in the netting behind home plate. Krause doing a good job of staying alive here, just fouling pitches off left and right. Two-two inside. It's going to get away from Figueroa, but Hagen Wilkie will stay at first base. So full count now. Another full count for Devin Alexander on the mound. That is, if I keeping track, is his 4th full count. And he's also had 2, 3, and 1 counts. 3-2 pitch can be swung on and fouled off, hitting the top of the netting.
And yeah, he's on the verge here of walking his 6th batter of the ball game.
Comes the 3-2 pitch. He's going to foul another one off, and Nick Krause is not going down without a fight here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And this next pitch will be the 10th of the at-bat. Swing and a miss there, and Devin Alexander ends up winning the battle as Krause in 10 pitches finally strikes out swinging.
That's his second strikeout this inning. He got Sean Wood, and now, of course, Kraus.
And speaking of strikeouts, Dan, Jobo Farrell will stand in. He struck out his first time up.
That is Alexander's 6th strikeout of the ball game.
So the first pitch to Farrell is going to be skied. Foul, but he got a lot on that one. Hit landing in the right field patio. See it bouncing around out there. So 0-1 on Farrell. Just going to ground that one. Followed on the third baseline. Shane McCaddy over to get that one. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning on Jobo Farrell with a runner at first. Mammoths trail at 4-0. Here comes the delivery from Alexander. Someone's going to be way high. 1-2 now. One-two pitch is down low. Camelful even now 2-2. Alexander looks to try and end the inning here and strand another runner on the base paths. The Westside William Mammoths have to be kicking themselves here. They've stranded 5 runners for the first 3 innings, and that's going to be high in the air in foul territory. Over is Gomez, but it's going to land out of play.
Fans getting free baseballs this afternoon.
Lots of them here, especially after Nick Kraus went 10 at-bats, and Jobo Farrell putting on a show here. So it'll remain 2-2 on Farrell. As Alexander sets, here comes the pitch. Outside, another full count for Devin Alexander. I got to imagine his pitch count's got to be very high at this point. As setting is Alexander up there.
And that's his 6th walk batter in this ballgame.
6 strikeouts, 6 walks for Devin Alexander on the mound, and out comes Paul Nochi. 85 pitches for Devin Alexander in this ballgame. And that's going to do it for Devin Alexander. His day is done. Goes 3 2/3. Gives up only 1 hit. No runs. He's got a runner at first base that'll be inherited by the relief pitcher. He gave up 6 walks and 6 strikeouts. So, Dan, an interesting outing for him.
Yes, it is. You know, those walks definitely killed him.
Yeah,
his pitch count way high because of it.
Yeah, his stat line is definitely skewed in one direction. He's got 6 strikeouts, but walked 6 and only gave up 1 hit. So his control clearly was the issue in this one, with lots of pitches landing outside. He got some batters to chase and go down on strikes, got a couple generous calls, so he struck out 6. But at the same time, because so many of those pitches were not in the strike zone, didn't really give a pitcher an opportunity to hit a baseball. Or, I'm sorry, not a pitcher, a batter to hit a baseball. And Matt Rogers was warming up in the bullpen for the Eastside Downhoppers.
And he will be on the mound. Matt Rogers so far this season has 28 innings pitched, has 3 wins, 1 loss, has given up 19 hits, 14 walks, 21 strikeouts, 13 runs which were earned, and an ERA of 4.13 and a whip of 1.16.
So, Dan, he comes in here to get the final out of the bottom of the 4th inning. He's got a runner at first base and second base after Jobo Farrell walked. So a runner in scoring position. And in case you're just tuning in, it's a 4-0 lead for the Eastside Downhoppers off the bats of the 2-3-4 hitters for the Hoppers lineup. Cam Stewart had an RBI single, John Macon had an RBI single, and Chris Power had a 2 RBI single in the top of the 3rd inning to give them that lead. The Westside William Mammoths to this point have stranded 5 runners, Dan, in the first 3 innings of the ballgame, one of which was a bases-loaded situation. So they've been kicking themselves here because if they could have converted on at least part of those runs, they could be at a 4-3 game. They could, if they had capitalized on all 5 of those runners on base, have a 5-4 lead. They look to score their first run here with R.J. Fuhr in the batter's box. It's going to be a strike 0-1. Last time up, Dan, Fuhr walked.
Yes, he did.
He's 1 for 2 in total today. Here comes the delivery from Rogers. It's going to be a ball low, 1-1. So runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Rogers is on the mound now, taking over from Devin Alexander. Alexander going only 3 2/3 innings, giving up 6 walks and 6 strikeouts. 1-1 pitch is going to be hit up the middle. Charging is Castro. Will make the throw down to first and get the out. So Matt Rogers comes in the bottom of the 4th and records the final out on just 3 pitches. So when we come back to the top of the 5th inning, it's going to be Eastside Diamond Hoppers leading it off with the top of their lineup, Ricky Castro, Cam Stewart, and John Mencken. They still have a 4-0 lead, so we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
May attention, please. Now pitching the Eastside from Clarksville, Michigan. Number 11, Matt Rogers.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 5th, where Ricky Castro just skied one into center field. Joe Farrell in will make the catch, and Ricky Castro, on the first pitch he saw here in the top of the 5th inning, will fly out.
Jared Gaynor's like, thank you, come again.
Gaynor is returning to the mound for his 5th inning of work here. He has given up 4 earned runs, but he is going longer than Devin Alexander. Alexander walking 6 batters. We'll see his day end. He did not give up any earned runs, so a little bit of a skewed there. Their outings have been much different, but neither of them have been all that good in reality. As that one's going to be skied into left center field, and Joe Farrell could not make the diving play, and that's going to be an extra base hit as rounding first is Cam Stewart coming into second. So Joe Farrell on the failed diving attempt allows Cam Stewart to get all the way to second base. And that's going to be a error to Joe Farrell out there at a double. So John Mencken will stand in with a runner at second base and 1 out as the Eastside Diamond Hoppers look to extend further on their lead. They're to lead at 4-0. The first pitch to Mencken is going to be a ball just on the outside third of the plate, 1-0. So runner at second base here. with 1 out as the 1-0 pitch is going to be inside. 2-0 now. Here comes the delivery from Gaynor. It's going to be inside again, 3-0. Gaynor seems pretty dead set on pitching on the inside to John Mencken. The 3-0 pitch comes in. That'll be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 3-1. So runner at second base with 1 out, 3-1 count on John Mencken. Here comes the offering. It's going to be another ball inside, and John Mencken has walked. So it'll be runners at first and second now.
That's Gaynor's second walk of the ball game. And Chris Power, who's up now, his last time up had a 2 RBI single. His last time up.
He's 1 for 2 in total today. Struck out back in the second inning. And like you mentioned, Dan, that 2 RBI in base hit in the third gave them a 4-0 lead. As he fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. He's got runners at first and second here with 1 out. Here comes the delivery from Gaynor. That's going to be a strike on the inside corner. 0-2 now.
The Woolly Mammoths do have action in their bullpen, and it's the right-hander Travis McQueen warming up.
0-2 pitch. He checks his swing on that one. It's going to be a ball outside, 1-2. Here comes the delivery. He's going to fly that one up the middle. That's going to be down for a base hit. They're going to stop John Mencken. I'm sorry, Rick Cam Stewart at third base.
So Power's having a really good game this afternoon to start.
Yes, as Chris Power lines that one into center field. So Esteban Gomez will come up with a bases loaded situation. Same situation he came to, or similar situation to what he came to in the third inning. Bases loaded and 1 out here for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. They look to tag on even more runs and take an even bigger lead over the Westside Woolly Mammoths. First pitch he sees is going to be a ball inside, 1-0.
Coming into this afternoon's ball game, Esteban Gomez had 19 RBIs. One hit here could increase it.
1-0 pitch. He drives high in the air in right field, but that's going to hook foul. He got all of it on that one.
Yes, he did, Brian.
But swing a little bit early. So 1-1 on him now. Esteban Gomez has 3 home runs. And that third home run, Dan, came back in Thursday's game against the Beavers. It was a solo shot from him. 1-1 pitch can be way inside. 2-1 now. Two-one pitch down low, 3-1 on Gomez. As Gaynor threatens to walk in a run here in the top of the 5th inning. Through-one pitch is going to just barely hit the outside edge of the strike zone, and that'll be called a strike.
Gomez started heading towards first on that pitch.
He was trying to sell that one as a ball. And so 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out with bases loaded for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers here in the top of the 5th inning. Cross is going to go out to Gaynor as they're going to discuss and try and get on the same page here. As this is a dangerous situation, it could really put this game out of reach if Esteban Gomez can clear the bases. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Or he got a piece of that one, actually. Ooh. So he'll stay alive.
Just barely.
So Gomez staying alive, avoiding the strikeout, barely getting a piece of that one. So still 3 balls and 2 strikes on Esteban Gomez with bases loaded. Here comes the 3-2. Oh, he's going to drive that one for a base hit down in right field. That's going to score 1 run, and they're going to hold the runner at third base. So Esteban Gomez with an RBI single has extended the lead to 5-0. So a line drive base hit to right field is going to give the Eastside Diamond Hoppers a 5-0 lead as Shane McCaddy will come to the mound.
And that happened to be Gomez's 20th RBI of the season. I think that would be it for Gaynor.
So Jared Gaynor's day is done after 4 1/3 innings pitched, and neither of these starting pitchers, who have had a phenomenal season to this point, have gone very deep in this ballgame. As Gaynor goes 4 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 5 earned runs. He walked 2 batters in this ball game, and he struck out 6. So while both pitchers struck out a high amount of batters, they both did not have that great of an outing. Devin Alexander, Dan, for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, went through 3 2/3 innings, giving up just 1 hit and no earned runs. So that stat, like right there, looks really good.
But the walks hurt him.
But the amount of walks he gave up, and plus strikeouts, of course, run your pitch count up too. He had a lot of 3-2 counts, so he was at 84 pitches, I believe, when they finally pulled him. So the walks really hurt Devin Alexander in his outing. Jared Gaynor goes just 2 outs further than Devin Alexander in this ballgame, going 4 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, only walking 2. So he's the opposite of Devin Alexander pretty much on how this ballgame went, but neither of them went very far. He also struck out 6. So now another relief pitcher is going to take over on the mound.
Yes, and it is the right-hander Travis McQueen. So far this season, McQueen has been in 13 innings, and he has a win, a loss. Oh no, has 0 losses, my correction, and has given up 15 hits, 8 walks, 15 strikeouts, and 7 runs, which were earned, in an ERA of 4.73 and a WHIP of 1.73.
So he's going to come out here with bases loaded and 1 out and try and stop the bleeding here for the Westside Woolly Mammoths as they now trail 5-0. Casey Chenoweth will stand in.
And this is a dangerous situation to come into a ball game.
Chenoweth to this part in the ball game is 1 for 2. He had a base hit back in the 4th inning. This is going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1. It's going to be a ball in the dirt, 1-1. Got away from cross, but not very far, so the runners will hold. Travis McQueen coming in a stressful situation here with bases loaded as the 1-1 pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one down the left field line, foul.
Wow.
As that one will just hook foul. So it'll go to 1-2 on Chenoweth.
Very powerful contact there.
Yeah, Chenoweth got a lot on that one. Hit it for a line drive. Unfortunately, it was just foul down there by the third base line. Here comes the 1-2. It's going to be down low. Count will fall even at 2 apiece. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Bases are loaded for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. They've already brought in 1 run and made it 5-0 thanks to a single from Esteban Gomez for an RBI. As the 2-2 is going to be low, and that's a full count now on Chenoweth. The 3-2, he's going to ground that one over to the second baseman, Fuhr. He's going to bobble it. They're going to get the runner at second. Throw down to first is not going to be in time. So an RBI fielder's choice for Casey Chenoweth is going to make it 6-0 now. If R.J. Fuhr had not have bobbled that trying to field it, they could have gotten a double play and ended the inning there. But it'll be a fielder's choice and an RBI for Casey Chenoweth, and it's now 6-0 for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. So that'll be 6 earned runs for Jared Gaynor. As now Brandon Oliver will come to the plate for his 3rd at-bat of the ballgame and 3rd at-bat in 3 innings. This will be a pitch outside, 1-0 on Oliver. Runners at the corners now with 2 outs for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. They can plate 1 more run here, as that one's going to be skied over into right field. On the run is Wilkie. Wilkie will back up and make the catch. That's going to end the inning here. Travis McQueen comes in, gives up 1 more run, but ends the inning. And we are done here with 4.5 innings of play. Halfway through this ball game, as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, we're due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths are Kent Blackstone, Ethan Whisker, and Riley Palmer. And the Mammoths have got to get something going here, as they are down by a lot here with half a game left to play. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 5th inning, where Kent Blackstone is set to lead it off for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. And Dan, the Mammoths have got to get something going here as they trail by a wide margin here, 6-0.
It seems like they get runners on the base path, but unable to bring them in.
That is definitely the story of the ballgame for them, as that's going to be a strike on the outside, or I'm sorry, down low, 0-1.
I mean, they had the bases loaded, an inning or 2 ago, and unable to capitalize.
Yeah, they've stranded, Dan, 7 runners on the base paths in today's game. They only have 1 hit, as all but one of the runners they have put on the base paths have been walks. And Devin Alexander walked 6 in today's ballgame, and I am struggling to find my words, as the 1-1 pitch is going to be skied into center field. Maroney backing up will make the catch shy of the warning track, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Matt Rogers coming out, getting the final out on 3 pitches last inning. Now gets another out here with just 2 pitches. Ethan Whisker's going to stand in now, Dan.
Yeah, he struck out his last time up.
He is 0 for 2 in total today as he looks to change things up here. Ethan Whisker, who started his career with the Mammoths with a 3-run home run in his debut. That was in his third at-bat of that ball game. That's it so far his only hit on the season, and as he's got 4 at-bats so far, he's 1 for 4 on the season.
And it came against the Unicorns, and Brandon Schaefer also had a home run that game.
So 0-1 on him now. Swing and a foul into the netting. And, yeah, that was Brandon Schaefer's debut, too. He hit a home run as the leadoff hitter in the top of the first inning on the third pitch he saw in his debut with the Unicorns.
But obviously, Whisker won the battle there.
Yeah, as he hit a 3-run home run later in the game. But I got to say, as that was going to be grounded right back to the mound, Matt Rogers makes a quick grab and tosses it down to first base to get the out.
Very great heads-up play there by... I'm struggling, too. Matt Rogers.
It's a Sunday. We had to be here early, so... Riley Palmer will stand in now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Matt Rogers coming out and making quick work of the first 3 batters he faces.
Riley Palmer, his last time up, reached on a fielder's choice and then also had a stolen base in that
That's going to be
inning.
a ground ball to the right side, but Stewart making a fantastic diving stop down there at second base.
Beautiful.
Will make the play down to Gomez, and Matt Rogers has a 1-2-3 inning for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers as we go to the top of the 6th inning, where it will be 6-0 still for the Hoppers. Leading off for the Hoppers in the top of the 6th is going to be Kyle Figueroa, Joe Maroney, and Ricky Castro. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We are having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 6th inning after a quick bottom half of the 5th, thanks to Matt Rogers, as that one's lined up the middle and it'll end right in front of Farrell on the first pitch that Kyle Figueroa sees. He's going to single into center. So Joe Maroney will now stand in as the Eastside Diamond Hoppers look to pick up right where they left off in the last couple innings. They scored 2 in the the top of the 5th inning.
So far, Maroney this afternoon is 0 for 2, struck out and ground out to the third baseman, Kent Blackstone, his last time up.
As this could be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1 on him.
It's been all hoppers this afternoon.
That's for sure. The first couple innings for both teams went by really fast without really much of an issue. The bases were loaded for the Mammoths in the bottom half of the second, but they were able to get out of it. As that's going to be a base hit through the left side. And Joe Maroney has his first hit of the ball game.
And that's back-to-back hits now for the Hoppers this inning.
They've now led off the inning with 2 straight base hits, just like you just said, Dan. And we have runners at first and second with no outs here in the top of the 6th. And Ricky Castro coming in. Ricky Castro still looking for his first hit of the ball game, trying to extend his hitting streak to 20 games.
Yeah, he flew out to the center fielder, Joba Farrell, his last time up, and he also walked in the third and flew out again to Farrell in the first.
So he's 0 for 2 so far today with that walk. And if he can, like I said, if he can get this base hit here, he'll not only extend his hitting streak, but extend the record as well, as every time he reaches base safely, a base hit in a ball game, he breaks that record yet again. as Castro will take a ball inside. It's going to be 1-0 on him now.
Pretty good crowd on hand this afternoon here at Jimmy John's Field.
The 1-0 pitch is going to be inside, 2-0 now. Travis McQueen being very careful with Ricky Castro at the plate. Castro hitting for a .356 average coming in today. Only has 8 RBIs, but that's because he's a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
He's got an opportunity here to plate one more runner, as the 2-0 pitch will be in there for a strike, 2-1 now.
And it's just unfortunate when Ricky Castro comes up. Sometimes no runners are on for him to produce some more RBIs, get that up.
The 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Count will fall even, 2-2. Yeah, Dan, you say it's a little bit of a disappointment, but at the same time, he does his job so well.
Yes,
I don't think he goes out there thinking about his RBIs. I think he goes out there and thinking what he can do for his team. As he grounds that one to the second baseman, he's going to tag second, throw down to first, and R.J. Fuhr is going to turn a double play as he tags second base and gets the assist down to first.
R.J. Fuhr last time had a chance, but didn't capitalize. I guess they were pulled off the bag. I forgot who that was again. It's been a long afternoon. Anyways, he get the double play there.
So now Cam Stewart will step in with a runner at third base and 2 outs as Travis McQueen looks to get out of a little bit of a situation here with a runner at third base and 2 outs. He's going to swing and miss at the first pitch he sees. 0-1 on him. Travis McQueen came in the the top of the 5th inning, taking over for Jared Gaynor. Swing and a miss there from Stewart, and it's 0-2 quickly on him now. Travis McQueen let up a couple more runs, none of which were earned for him, however, as they were all inherited from Jared Gaynor before finally getting that final out. It's going to be 1-2 as that pitch miss tie on
Stewart has an RBI this afternoon.
Thanks. I completely drew a blank there. Who was up to bat for some reason? As the 1-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed, and Cam Stewart goes down on strikes. So after getting the first 2 batters on, they hit into a double play and strike out, and Travis McQueen gets out of the inning, stranding a runner at third. So we'll come back to the bottom of the 6th inning. We're due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. Will be Jeff Smith, Sean Wood, and Hagen Wilkie, the 5, 6, and 7 batters in the lineup for them. And they are down to the last final innings here as we go to the bottom of the 6th, where they need to really turn something on here as they trail by 6. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 6th inning, where Jeff Smith will stand in for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. The first pitch to him from Matt Rogers is a ball, 1-0.
Jeff Smith, his last time up, struck out.
He's 0 for 1 today. He did walk, however, back in the second inning, so he has gotten on base today. As it's 2-0 on him now. Matt Rogers, Dan, is doing a great job so far on the mound in relief.
Yes, he has. You know, Devin Alexander struggled because of the walks he was being given up, but he only gave up 1 hit. And that's been the story this afternoon.
That's the only hit the Mammoths have so far, as the Diamond Hoppers have 10 on the ball game. 3-0 now on Jeff Smith. As Smith looks to walk for the second time today. That's going to be in there for a strike, 3-1.
Yeah, the Woolly Mammoths got to do something because they're running out of time here.
Matt Rogers, Dan, has gotten the first 4 batters he's faced out. As the 3-1 pitch is going to be down low for a strike. Full count now on Jeff Smith. Smith struck out swinging on the last full count. Swing and a miss from Jeff Smith. And Matt Rogers, after getting into a full count and throwing 3 straight balls, will strike out Jeff Smith.
That was a big swing there from Jeff Smith, unable to obviously make contact.
So now Sean Wood will come stand in. He is 0 for 1 in today's ball game as well. And I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. I was reading off Sean Wood's stats when I said he was 0 for 1. Jeff Smith's actually 0 for 3. Sean Wood is 0 for 1 with a walk. So I apologize. That is my fault. 1-0 now on Wood.
Yeah, Wood's still brand new to this league.
Yeah, he's still fairly new. That's true, Dan. He hasn't had much of an opportunity so far. He's still looking for his first hit according to the scoreboard out there. He's got a couple of walks, however. As the 1-0 pitch is coming in, it's going to be a strike, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. In the bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes the pitch. He's going to line that one down the third base line, but foul. So 1-2.
Casey Chenoweth was trying to catch up to that one, but obviously unable to. It's just that foul ball territory here at Jimmy John Field. It's just too big. It seems like, Brian.
Yeah. Not even these athletes out here on the infield can sometimes run those balls down. It can be a challenge, that's for sure. I'm not knocking anything, as he's going to drive that one into the air in right field. Coming over is Stewart and Macon. Macon's going to call him off and make the catch. So Sean Wood's going to fly out to number 9, which would be the right fielder Macon. Number 9 positionally speaking, at least. And speaking of number 9s positionally, Hagen Wilkie, the right fielder for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, the Westside Woolly Mammoths, will come up to bat.
Yeah, he's been on base twice this afternoon due to walks.
So he technically does not have an at-bat in today's ballgame, despite 2 plate appearances. So, I don't know. It'd be a pretty good stat line, I guess. 0 for 0. I mean, yeah, here
Whatever
comes
works.
the first pitch. It's going to be a ball on the inside edge. 1-0. That one was close. Could have gone either way. Matt Rogers now has 6 consecutive outs to start his relief appearance. As the 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled into the netting behind home plate. 1-1. Lots of people out there on the hill in right field today,
Yeah.
Dan. I'm just looking at it. It's very packed.
Yes, it is.
I can't believe.
Favorite spot here.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite spot. As the 1-1 pitch is coming in. The 1-1 is going to miss low. 2-1 on Hagen Wilkie. Matt Rogers has just been dominating in his relief appearance. He came on for a struggling Devin Alexander. Now, mind you, Devin Alexander only went 3 2/3 innings. As the 2-1 pitch is going to be outside 3-1. He only gave up 1 hit. But the 6 walks and 6 strikeouts ran his pitch count up very fast. The 6 walks is something you don't want, especially when you only go 3 innings into a game. You don't want that. But he only gave up 1 hit, so it's such a skewed, weird stat line. He gave up no runs either, as that's going to be a foul ball out of the field of play. 3-2 now. So if you look at the first half of the stat line where you see 1 hit and no earned runs, you think great. But if you look at the other half and see 6 walks,
Ugh.
yeah, so it's been an interesting appearance for him. but his ERA will take no damage as the 3-2 pitch is going to be in there for a strike.
It's that
and
outside
Hagen
corner.
Wilkie, hitting the outside corner is Matt Rogers, striking out looking Hagen Wilkie. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, where due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers will be John Mankin, Chris Power, and Esteban Gomez. And Matt Rogers has done phenomenally, getting the first 7 batters out in order here at Jimmy John's Field in this relief appearance. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Well, I'd say Batman. Who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman's a winner here.
My favorite superhero is the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be Iron Man.
Captain America.
I think I like Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think she rocks.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
I like the Hulk because he's a beast.
The Hulk. My favorite superhero is going to be Wonder Woman.
My favorite superhero, of course, is Wonder Woman. And back in the day, I would have gone with She-Ra.
Probably Batman.
Batman.
I like Storm from X-Men.
Iron Man.
Definitely Batman.
Yeah? Why?
Because I look like him.
My favorite superhero would be Superman.
Llamo Ricardo Manuel y mi superhéroe favorito es Barney the dinosaur. Thank you. You have a great day.
Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field, where Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber are with you here as we bring you this Sunday afternoon matchup between the Diamond Hoppers and the Mammoths, and it's all Diamond Hoppers as they have a 6-0 lead.
And, Brian, we have a pitching change for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Yeah, here in the top of the 7th, Dan, it's going to be Joel Sharon taking over on the mound for Travis McQueen.
Yeah, Joel Sharon so far this season has 7.5 innings pitched, has a win and a loss, has given up 5 hits, 10 walks, 11 strikeouts, 6 runs which were earned, an ERA of 7.04 and a whip of 196.
Meanwhile, John Mankin on the first pitch he saw grounds it over to Blackstone, who tosses it down to first baseman Palmer, and that's going to be 1 out. So now Chris Power will stand in with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Travis McQueen does all right in his relief appearance. He goes 1 2/3. He gives up 2 hits, gives up a run, which was not earned to him, however, because it was an inherited runner. He came in with a bases-loaded situation, and a fielder's choice for Casey Chenoweth ends up scoring a run, making it 6-0. So he gives up 1 run. It was not earned. No walks and 1 strikeout. So a pretty good appearance for him, I'd say.
Yes.
As Chris Power is going to line that one back to the shortstop, but Smith could not handle it as it took a weird bounce right before him. And now Chris Power is going to get on an infield single. So now Esteban Gomez will stand in with 1 man on and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Esteban Gomez scored a run on an RBI single back in the 5th.
Coming into this afternoon's ball game, he was hitting .239, had 21 hits, 3 homers, and 19 RBIs.
It's going to be a bull outside 1-0. And like you said, Dan, when he hit that RBI, he now has 20 RBIs on the season. He's going to swing and a miss at that one.
Yeah,
big rip at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball high in the zone. Joel Sharon definitely upping the velocity from Travis McQueen and Jared Gaynor. 1-1 is swung on and missed at an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2. You gotta think, Dan, how hard it is for these batters to readjust to a new pitcher.
Exactly.
You know, you see a starting pitcher for, in this case, not very long, but in most cases you see them for about 6 innings. You finally get used to how they pitch, and then they change pitchers on you, and you have to readjust all over again. And
Speaking of adjusting the pitchers, especially yesterday in the All-Star game.
We saw a total of, 12 pitchers between two teams. It was the All-Star game, so that's to be predicted.
No,
it was a 2-2 final, and 10 of which had no earned runs. As the 2-2 is going to come in, it's going to be a ball low. Count's going to run full now, 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning with runners at first base. And a full count on Esteban Gomez. Here comes a delivery from Sharon. He's going to ground that one through the right side. And Esteban Gomez reaches safely on his second base hit of the ball game.
That is now 12 hits for the Diamond Hoppers this afternoon.
And they are just hitting them left and right here as the Westside William Mammoths are getting beat up pretty bad. Casey Chenoweth's going to come up to bat here, and he is having himself quite a day, wouldn't he, Dan?
Yes, he is. His last time up, he had an RBI fielder's choice and also had a hit. So he was 1 for 3 today. Let's see if he can continue that trend.
As that's going to be a strike right over the heart of the plate, 0-1. He's got runners at first and second and 1 out as Casey Chenoweth looks to tag on even more runs. It's been all Diamond Hoppers today, and left on base has been the story for the Westside William Mammoths. A swing and a miss there from Chenoweth makes it 0-2.
Yeah, he was definitely food on that pitch.
The Mammoths have left 7 runners on base today, once in a bases loaded situation.
And they were struggling with that in the first half of the season as well.
The 0-2 pitch is going to be high, 1-2. Yeah, Dan, they've really come alive, the Mammoths, into their own these last few
yes, they have.
Weeks here, and they are challenging for the best record in the USPBL right now. Every team has an off day, and this is definitely the Mammoths for them. Is swinging a miss there from Chenoweth as he tries to chase one low in the zone and misses. So Chenoweth will strike out, the first strikeout for Joel Sharon today.
Yeah, coming into the afternoon ball game, Westside William Mammoths have a record of 12-12, leading in the West. The Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers are 11-14.
So now Brandon Oliver will stand in, Dan.
Yeah, Brandon Oliver, he was pretty good. He's doing a pretty good job this afternoon. His first time up had a hit for a single, then reached safely on the fielder's choice.
Meanwhile, he's going to fly that one over into foul territory down the right side. It's going to land over by the Hoppers bullpen.
Unfortunately, last time up, he flew out to the right fielder, Hagen Wilkie, his last time up.
So no balls, 1 strike on Brandon Oliver with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Joel Sharon comes on in relief of Travis McQueen here in the 7th inning. He's got 2 outs as he looks to get the final one here and not allow any more runs to score. 0-1 pitch is going to be high, 1-1. Joel Sharon, like you mentioned, Dan, comes in today with a 7.04 ERA, but that's only across 7 2/3 innings pitched.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't take long. It would only take a couple good outings to really get that ERA down. As the 1-1 is going to be driven on a line down the third base line, and that is going to hook foul. That hit off the wall down there just in foul territory.
Yeah, that was a 315 mark.
Yeah, so that one would have been off the wall, would have been extra base hits, an extra base hit for Brandon Oliver, and definitely would have scored at least 1 run, but that one sliced foul.
So a lucky break there for Joel Sharon.
As he breathes a sigh of relief and has a second chance to get Oliver out here. Here's a 1-2 pitch. He's going to ground this one over the third baseman. Blackstone gloves it. Throw down to first, and Palmer will make the catch, and that'll retire the side. So Joel Sharon comes in here in the 7th inning and gets the side out. So we're going to go to the bottom half of the 7th inning where due up for the Mammoths is going to be Nick Krause, Joba Farrell, and R.J. Fury, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Westside William Mammoths. They still trail by 6 runs with only 9 outs left in the ball game. So it's 7th inning stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here as we bring you the bottom half of the 7th inning. We're doing for the Westside William Mammoths is Nick Krause.
Brian, did you get your stretch in?
I did get my stretch in. I got a real good one in that 7th inning stretch. I've been sitting for too long as Nick Krause is going to swing and miss at the first offering from Matt Rogers. And Dan, Matt Rogers has been just dominant here in his relief appearance.
Yes, he has. You know, Devin Alexander, after coming out due to his walks that he's been giving up. But Matt Rogers, yeah, like you said, done a great job. Has 2 strikeouts so far.
Meanwhile, that is going to get down in fair territory on the right field side. Nick Krause is going to round first base, head to second, and that's going to be an extra base hit for Nick Krause as he doubles down the right field line. So that's the first man on that Matt Rogers has allowed in his relief appearance here.
But it's been all afternoon. The William Mammoths, they get runners in scoring position but unable to score them. Let's see if they can hopefully change that around this inning.
So Nick Krause will get his first base hit of the day, and it's an extra base hit at that.
And that's the first hit Rogers has given up.
As now it's going to be Jobo Farrell who stands in with a runner in scoring position. And like you mentioned, Dan, the Mammoths have been unable to score any runners in scoring position to this point in the ballgame, stranding every runner they've left on base. They trail 6-0, and it's hurt them greatly here in this ballgame. As the first pitch to Farrell is going to be a ball outside, 1-0.
Jobo Farrell walked his second time up. His first time struck out. So he's 0 for 2 today.
The 1-0 pitch is going to be high and away, 2-0.
My correction, 0 for 1.
As the 2-0 pitch swung on a miss by Farrell. Big rip there.
Yeah, it was.
An 89-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-1 on him. Farrell trying to plate that runner from home. Or second base, I apologize. The 2-1 will come in. He's going to swing and miss at that one. Another big rip at an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Chase that one out of the zone, so the count will fall even at 2-2.
Farrell making some good rips, but unable to make contact.
As Matt Rogers sets on the mound, here comes the delivery. 2-2 is fouled off, so Farrell's going to remain alive. That's going to be the 5th pitch of the at-bat. Nick Krause down there at second base has just the 2nd hit on the ballgame when he doubled down the right field line just moments ago. The last hit before that came all the way back in the 3rd inning, a base hit from Kent Blackstone. As the 2-2 is going to be skied into foul territory, out of play. So that's the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Will remain 2-2. Jobo Farrell going to see 7 pitches in this at-bat, is putting on a fight here as he tries desperately to get the Mammoths on the board. Here comes the 2-2. He's going to fly this one out of play as it lands in the Eastside Diamond Hoppers dugout.
So heads up out there. Fans were treated to a couple of foul balls this afternoon.
Yeah, lots of souvenirs.
Yes.
You've mentioned a lot how they should bring their gloves to kids. And it's true, as Jobo Farrell swings and misses at that one. A fastball low in the zone. Looked like he was going golfing on that one.
Yes, it did.
As on the 9th pitch of the at-bat, Jobo Farrell strikes out. So now there's going to be 1 man out with 1 man on for R.J. Fuhr. R.J. Fuhr still searching for his first hit of the ballgame, Dan.
Yeah, he ground out to the shortstop. Ricky Castro, his last time up.
He is 0 for 2 in total. He did walk in the 3rd inning, so he has been on base paths. He got all the way over to third base before the inning finally ended, as the first pitch of Fuhr is going to get away from him, or get away from Figueroa, and that's going to be 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning with a runner at second base for the Westside William Mammoths. They trail 6-0 as they just now got their 2nd hit in the ball game thanks to a Nick Krause leadoff double. The 1-0 pitch is going to be skied in the air, high in the air, as Gomez runs into foul territory, and that'll bounce off the netting and will be a dead ball. So it's going to be 1-1 now on Fuhr.
Yeah, you had Rogers and you had Gomez, and then you also had Figueroa going after that fly ball in foul ball territory. Fuhr this season has been walked, coming into this afternoon, 13 times, now 14.
Yeah, with that walk earlier, make it 14 walks. He has more walks than he does hits so far, but he has slowly been getting that average up.
Yes, he has.
Performing better in each and every game he's been in. As here comes the 1-1. It's going to be a ball low, 2-1. He's got a good eye at the plate. He tends to know when to lay off of pitches, but he just, unfortunately, grounds a lot of them out when he does make contact. Comes the 2-1. He's going to sky that one in the right field gap, and that's going to get down for a base hit. R.J. Fuhr is on. They're going to stop Nick Cross at third base as R.J. Fuhr flares that one into right center field for a 1-out base hit.
Speaking of getting that batting average up,
he is now 1 for 3 on today's ball game with a base hit and a walk, so R.J. Fuhr continues to improve. Kent Blackstone's going to step in now.
And he had the Woolly Mammoths' first hit of the ball game. That was back in the third.
A long time ago, it feels like. He's 1 for 3. He's got a runner at the corners. Runners at the corners. As Paul Nochi's going to come out to the mound. Looks like it might be a visit to extend the bullpen warm-up session. Matt Rogers has done a great job to this point in the ball game. He's got himself in danger for the first time here. He's pitched now in 3 complete innings. I'm sorry, 2 2/3, so not 3 complete innings quite yet. He's only now giving up 2 hits. He got out the first 7 batters he faced in today's ball game in his relief appearance before running into trouble here in the 7th. Here comes the first pitch to Blackstone. He's going to sky that one towards center field. On the run is Maroney, who will step back to the warning track to make the catch, tagging his Nick Cross from third base, and he'll come in safely.
And the Woolly Mammoths finally get a run on the board.
So a sac fly RBI from Kent Blackstone, who has been hot lately, and he tallies another RBI, is going to get the Westside Woolly Mammoths on the board. So Ethan Whisker will stand in with a runner at first base and 2 outs as he tries to keep the inning alive. The Westside Woolly Mammoths finally on the board thanks to that sac fly from Blackstone. As that one's grounded right back to the mound. Matt Rogers makes the snag, makes the underhand toss down to Gomez, and that's going to be it. So Matt Rogers, with a fantastic relief appearance, does give up a 1 earned run, but that doesn't take anything away from his 3 innings of work where he just did a great job.
Yes, he did, Brian.
So we will go to the top half of the 8th inning where due up for the Hoppers is going to be Kyle Figueroa, Joe Maroney, and Ricky Castro as they look to tack on a couple more runs and maybe get that one they just lost back. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Got a mask on here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
My goodness!
Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here as we bring you the top of the 8th inning. Eastside Diamond Happers have a 6-1 lead after Westside Woolly Mammoths finally got on the board there in the bottom of the 7th.
And Brian, we have another pitching change for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and it is Luke McCaddy. So far this season, Luke McCaddy has 2 innings pitched, has given up 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 run, which was earned, an ERA of 3.86 and a whip of 129.
Meanwhile, the 0-1 pitch is going to be a strike to Kyle Figueroa, 0-2. Yeah, McCaddy hasn't had that much appearances out of the bullpen for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, but when he has come out, he's been good. Tends to go usually 1 inning pitched, as that's going to be a grounder over to Fuhr. Fuhr will make the throw down to Palmer, and that'll be a 1 up, 1 down for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers here in the top of the 8th inning. Joel Sharon in his 1 inning pitch did a good job, got himself out of the inning. You know, did the job he was meant to do. Gave up 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks, and no earned runs. So he may have given up a couple hits, but he got himself out of the inning and put his team in a situation where they can keep on rolling. As that's going to be a strike to Maroney, 0-1. Sharon giving his team an opportunity to come back by not letting any more runs scoring. 0-1 pitch is going to be grounded over to the shortstop. Smith will get over to make the play, throw it on to Palmer, and that'll be 2 quick outs now for Luke McCaddy.
Wow. Making it look easy out there.
Yes, he is. And Luke McCaddy, like you said, Dan, coming into today is an ERA at 3.85 and 2 1/3 innings pitched. He has, like we said, he doesn't have a whole lot of appearances underneath his belt this season, but he's done a good job when he does come out. So far, there's still 1 out left, and anything can happen, but so far it looks like it's going to be more of the same out of Luke.
And here comes Ricky Castro. He's still searching for a hit in this ball game.
As the first pitch to Castro is going to be a ball outside. And, Dan, this might be the last chance for Ricky Castro to extend his hitting streak.
Well, hopefully it doesn't.
Hopefully
it continues.
He hit into a double play his last time up, as that's going to be a ball 2-0.
He's at 19.
Well, it was bound to end eventually. He's at 19. He does have the record now, so he has that to go with. He's probably proud of that.
Yes, he is.
I know the league is definitely proud of that. So the 2-0 pitch is going to be swung on and grounded over to Fuhr, so that's going to be it for his hitting streak. And that's going to be it for the inning as well.
Wow, quick inning for Luke McCaddy.
Luke McCaddy comes in, Dan, just like you mentioned, quick inning, and he, in about 9 pitches, gets the inning done. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're due for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is Riley Palmer, Jeff Smith, and Sean Wood. Now, remember, last time the Mammoths were out, they lost 5-4, but they scored 4 innings in the bottom of the 8th inning, so maybe let's see if they can repeat that here. We go to the bottom of the 8th where Palmer, Smith, and Wood are up, and we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 8th inning where Riley Palmer is due up.
And Brian, Matt Rogers is still out there for the Diamond Hoppers.
Matt Rogers, Dan, I thought his day was going to be done. He did give up a RBI in the last inning, but he deserves to be back out there, in my opinion, as
yes,
it's 1-0. He retired the first 7 batters he faced before running into a bit of trouble in the 7th. He gave up 2 hits and an earned run. As that one's going to be sky due center field. Maroney on the run will not make the catch. That's going to be a bloop single for Riley Palmer as that one falls in there between the 2 outfielders. So that's going to be the first hit for Riley Palmer in today's game, and he is now 1 for 4. So now with 1 man on and no outs, Jeff Smith will step in, still looking for his first hit of the ball game.
Hey, he struck out twice in this ball game.
He's 0 for 3 in total, as it looks like there's still some action in the Hoppers bullpen. Matt Rogers asks for a new baseball out there as he didn't like the one he had. 6-1 ball game in favor of the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. 4 of those runs came in the 3rd inning, as we still wait for the first pitch to Smith. Here comes a delivery from Rogers. It's going to be a ball on the inside 3rd of the plate. 1-0. RBI singles from Cam Stewart, John Macon, and a 2 RBI single from Chris Power, giving them a 4-0 lead in the 3rd. They added on to that in the 5th inning thanks to an RBI single from Gomez and a fielder's choice RBI from Casey Chenoweth. Swing and a miss there from Jeff Smith will make it 1-1. And it was 6-0, and all Eastside Diamond Hoppers up until the 7th inning, where the Mammoths finally got on the board with a sac fly RBI from Kent Blackstone. So that's how we've gotten to the 6-1 score we're at now. So the 1-1 pitch to Smith is going to be on the the outside corner, 1-2.
Yeah, the William Mammoths has struggled this afternoon having runners on bases and not producing them to score. But they got their run, like you said.
That's going to be a ball on the outside 3rd of the plate, 2-2. And Dan, that was about in the same location as the strike the call before. So the strike zone from the umpire is kind of generous, as here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss from Smith, and strikes out for the 3rd time today.
Not good. Not good at all, Brian.
We saw how much power Jeff Smith has, but he just tends to swing for the fences.
That's Rogers' 3rd strikeout coming in relief appearance.
And he's done a fantastic job, as we mentioned, taking over Devin Alexander. Devin Alexander only gave up 1 hit, but gave up 6 walks in 3 2/3. That chased them out with 85 pitches in the 4th inning. Someone skied in the foul territory down the left field side. Chenoweth on the run will make the catch out there in foul territory.
Wow.
And that will make the runner at first base hold.
Chenoweth had a long way to get that one.
Yes, he did. Actually, in all honesty, Riley Palmer, if anyone's going to try and make a tagging play in foul territory, that could have been a good situation to do so. As now Hagen Wilkie will step in with 2 outs and a runner at first base here in the bottom of the 8th inning, as they're down to their final 4 outs in this ball game to do any damage, and they're still trailing by 5.
Hagen Wilkie is still 0 for 2 today. Walked, though, twice.
Meanwhile, he's going to hit that one down the line. That's going to be fair, as rounding second base is Riley Palmer. Rounding third now as he's going to try and come home. The throw to home is not going to be in time. And Hagen Wilkie with a RBI double down the right field side is going to be a base hit, or I'm sorry, an RBI to make it 6-2. And wow, I butchered that.
Hey, you know, tomorrow's Monday.
Yes, it is. So a RBI double down the right field line that just barely stayed fair will score Hagen Wilkie, will score Riley Palmer all the way from first base. So now there's going to be a runner at second base with 2 outs for Nick Krause.
It's now a 6-2 ball game.
As I did mention, Dan, before going to the break, how last time out when the Mammoths faced the Unicorns, they scored 4 runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning to make it 5-4. They did lose it with a bases loaded situation on a 3-2 count in the bottom of the 9th, but the bottom of the 8th is apparently their inning.
Yes, it is.
So 0-1 now on Krause. Krause doubled down the same right field line that Hagen Wilkie did his last time up back in the 8th inning.
That was the William Mammoth's 5th hit of the ball game.
So 0-1 on him as the delivery from Rogers is in. Swing and a miss there. 0-2 now on Krause.
Big swing there from Krause.
Rogers just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. He's now gotten himself in a little bit of trouble here in the 7th and the 8th inning, giving up 2 earned runs. As the 0-2 pitch is in. It's going to be on the inside 3rd of the plate for a ball, 1-2. So it's just a little bit too low, however. Here comes the 1-2. That's going to be inside for a ball. Count will fall even at 2-2. Two pitch down low again. So after getting ahead of the count 0-2, Matt Rogers throws 3 straight balls to make it 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second base. A 6-2 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers as the Westside Willie Mammoths try to dig themselves out of this hole. A look back to second base, but no one covering, so Rogers can't make a throw. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to Kraus. That's going to be down low, so Kraus is going to draw a walk. Good job by him to stay with it after getting behind in the count 0-2 and draw a walk after 4 straight balls. So now Joe Farrell will come back in.
Joe Farrell struck out his last time up. He struck out twice in this ball game.
He's 0 for 2 so far today's game. He did, however, have a walk back in the 4th inning. He's got a runner in scoring position as he looks to cut down further on this deficit. Mammoths have 2 runs in the last 2 innings. As that first pitch is going to be a ball outside, 1-0 on Joe Farrell. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, runners at first and second, a 6-2 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Farrell looking to cut down on that further. Here comes the delivery from Rogers. It's going to be a ball inside as Farrell, it's going to say it grazed him. So that's going to load the bases here with 2 outs.
What will Paul Nochi do?
He's coming out to the mound now, and I'm thinking that might be it for Matt Rogers.
Yes. They had a couple guys warming up in their bullpen.
Rogers, who ran into a bit of trouble in this inning here, and it did give up a run in the 7th. Started out fantastic, retiring the first 7 batters he faced before running into trouble in the 7th, and now the 8th inning. As it looks like Paul Nochi's just going to come out for a visit. I don't see the relievers leaving the bullpen yet. Looks like he might leave Matt Rogers in here to get the final out, but bases are loaded with 2 outs. And Dan, we mentioned how the Mammoths seem to come back in the 8th inning here.
You have Carl Bryce warming up in the Diamond Hoppers bullpen right now.
We saw Carl Bryce in the All-Star game last night, didn't we, Dan?
Yes, we did, Brian. And he had only pitched 1 inning, of course. He had a strikeout and only gave up 1 walk.
So the tying run is at home plate, and that is R.J. Fuhr. Fuhr, who had a base hit back in the 7th inning, continues to improve on his season here as his average slowly climbs. He's 1 for 3 so far with a base hit and a walk in the 3rd. Yeah, big opportunity for him here to get some RBIs. He's got 3 on the season. The first pitch to him is going to be down low for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Count will fall to 1-1 now.
Yeah, like you said, Brian, any hit in the outfield could drive at least maybe 2 runs in for the Willie Mammoths.
Well, any base hit of any kind is going to score a run. They have a runner at second base, too. Well, their base is loaded, so they have 2 in scoring position, and they can really cut down on the deficit here as that's going to be grounded over to Stewart at second base, who will make the easy toss down to first. And Matt Rogers, who gets himself into trouble here in the bottom of the 8th inning, gets out of the same trouble, and he only gives up 1 more run, and now it's 6-2. As we go to the top of the 9th, we're due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. It's going to be Cam Stewart, John Macon, and Chris Power, the 2, 3, 4 hitters. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Well, I'd say Batman. Who's your favorite superhero?
Batman.
Batman's a winner here.
My favorite superhero is the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be Iron Man.
Captain America.
I think I like Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think she rocks.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
I like the Hulk because he's a beast.
The Hulk. My favorite superhero is going to be Wonder Woman.
Favorite superhero, of course, is Wonder Woman. And back in the day, I would have gone with She-Ra.
Yeah.
Probably Batman.
Batman.
I like Storm from X-Men.
Spider-Man.
Iron Man.
Definitely Batman.
Yeah? Why?
Because I look like him.
My favorite superhero would be Superman.
Llamo Ricardo Manuel y mi superhéroe favorito es Barney the dinosaur. Thank you. You have a great day.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here at the top of the ninth inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here as the Westside Woolly Mammoths will look to keep the lead the same, or keep the deficit the same, as the Hoppers look to get some of these runs back that they've lost the last couple innings.
And Brian, we have another pitching change for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and this Ronel Perez.
Yeah, Ronel Perez has been fairly new to the league, but he's done good work in the couple of innings we've seen so far out of him. Takes over for on the mound for Luke McCaddy, who went 1 inning pitched and gave up no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. As that one's going to be hit to center field for a base hit. Cam Stewart is on for the 3rd time today. Cam Stewart having himself quite a day, Dan.
Yes, he is. He does have an RBI as well.
So, yeah, Dan, he is 3 for 5. He's got 2 base hits, a double, and an RBI in today's ballgame. So he's done a good job for the Hoppers, definitely providing the offense where it's needed. John Macon will stand in with no outs and a runner at first in the top of the 9th here. John Macon, Dan, has an RBI too.
Yes, and that came all the way back in the 3rd, reaching safely on an error. And obviously that run scored.
So that one's going to be skied into the foul netting, or behind home plate, 0-1. So it's going to be skied in the air, out of play again, 0-2 now on John Macon.
Pretty good crowd on hand this afternoon here at Jimmy John's Field. It was also Superhero Day here at the ballpark.
Yes, it was, Dan, and we had Batman, a Wonder Woman, Captain America, Spider-Man, and I feel like I'm forgetting one more. As the
I didn't see Spider-Man. Did you see him?
0-2 pitch is going to be low, 1-2. No, Dan, I did not see him.
But he is here at the ballpark.
Yeah, he is, and he apparently is quite the acrobat, obviously. He's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So runner at first base with no outs. John Macon up the bat, looking for his 2nd hit of the ball game.
They have to start looking in the sky for him.
Yeah, swinging around. Comes the 1-2 pitch as there goes. Oh, did that hit John Macon, as it looks like he's lurched over. Might have gone off his bat. 2-2 now, as that's going to be a ball inside. Dan, I'm curious. We talked about our favorite heroes on Thursday. We talked about our favorite villains on Friday. Yesterday we had the All-Star game, so we didn't talk about it. Who would you say is your favorite sidekick? We talked about favorite heroes and villains, so I feel like sidekicks has got to be the next proper installment of the conversation.
I'm going to have to come back on that one.
Yeah, I did kind of catch you out of the blue. It did occur to me just now. As here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's going to be a ball low, 3-2. John Macon has a full count. My favorite sidekick, Dan, and out of all the characters there are, has got to be Kid Flash.
Ooh.
The sidekick for the Flash, and depending on what Kid Flash we're talking about, it could be the nephew of Barry Allen, would be Wally West. That's going to be a strike on the inside corner. John Mencken does not agree with that one. And John Menken's going to go out and strike. So after Cam Stewart stole second, John Mencken strikes out looking, and we have a runner at second base with one out here for Chris Power. Chris Power, Dan, having a phenomenal game so far.
Yes, he is. He has 2 RBI so far in this ball game, and after striking out back in the second, he's been on a roll.
Yeah, he's 3 for 4 today with 3 base hits, and like you said, Dan, 2 RBIs. As he's going to sky that one in foul territory down the right side. On the charge is Palmer, but that one is going to land out of reach for him as he couldn't get there in time. 0-1 on him. So Wally West, Kid Flash is probably my favorite sidekick. He obviously is part of the DC universe. I just love the quirky attitude.
How about Robin?
Do you just like Robin as a whole? Because there's quite a few Robins. I'm a pretty big nerd, so.
Isn't it played by Tim Drake?
That was the 3rd Robin, and I can't blame it. He ended up becoming a solo hero named Red Robin in another city after he went solo. Tim Drake is a good pick. As the 0-1 pitch to Chris Power is going to be driven to right field, high in the sky. In will come Wilkie to make the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs here as Cam Stewart will retreat back to second base. So
yeah, Esteban Gomez will be up now.
Esteban Gomez also has a multi-hit game today.
Yes, he does. After striking out just like Chris Power did in the second, he's been on the roll as well.
He's got 2 base hits and an RBI in today's ball game. He's got a runner at second base with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. He's going to break his bat on that one and hit a single to right field as he's still holding the knob of the bat. As rounding third is going to be Cam Stewart.
Wow.
So a broken bat single into right field is going to score a run and give him his 2nd RBI of the ball game.
Man.
And that's going to make it 7-2 now and put the score at a 5-run deficit again for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So now Casey Chenoweth will come in with a runner at first base and 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, and now a 7-2 lead. The Hoppers with 14 hits on today's ball game, Dan.
Yeah, they do. And it's been all of them because the Mammoths only have 5.
First pitch to Chenoweth. He's going to hit that one towards the gap. In charging is Wilkie, and he will not get there in time. So another base hit on a blooper from Casey Chenoweth. Give him his 2nd hit of the game. So he is 2 for 5 today, Dan, with a RBI.
He's been having a great afternoon as well.
It's going to be tough to choose the player of the game,
yeah,
that's for sure. So Brennan Oliver will stand in. He has 1 base hit on 4 plate appearances. He's 1 for 4 in total. Did reach on a fielder's choice, too, so he reached base safely in 2 appearances.
They're making it hard for us to choose the player of the game.
I got to think the front runners are now Esteban Gomez and Chris Power. Those 2 are both 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs.
Can't forget about Cam Stewart either.
Cam Stewart is 3 for 5 with 1 RBI. So 1-0 now on Oliver as that last pitch missed. The 1-0 pitch is going to be outside, 2-0 now. They're going to throw down at first base, but he's going to get back in safely. 2-1 now as that was swung on and missed. The 2-1 pitch swung on, misses. He chased the ball outside the strike zone. Count will fall even to 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men on here in the top of the 9th as Brandon Oliver hits that one right to the shortstop Smith, who will make the throw down to Palmer and retire this side. So the Eastside Diamond Hoppers managed to get one back here in the top of the 9th inning and make it 7-2. And when we come back, it's going to be last call for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. We're due up. It's going to be Ken Blackstone, Ethan Whisker, and Riley Palmer, the 2-3-4 hitters in their lineup. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last call for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
And we have a new pitching change for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, and it is Michael Stafford. Michael Stafford so far this season has 9.5 innings pitched, has a loss, has given up 11 hits, 13 walks, 11 strikeouts, 15 runs which were earned, an ERA of 13.97, and a whip of 2.48.
And Dan, what a day for Matt Rogers on the mound.
Yes, it was.
He goes 4.1 innings pitched, gives up 4 hits, does give up 2 runs, however. He walked one batter, and he struck out 4 batters. So he had a longer appearance than the starter, Devin Alexander, did. So a great long relief appearance for him as Kent Blackstone swings and misses, and it's now 1-1 on him. That's going to be a ball, 2-1 now on Blackstone. The Mammoths down to their final 3 outs here. They trail by 5 runs after the Hoppers got 1 back in the top of the 9th to make it 7-2, correction. See, 2-1's going to be inside. 3-1 now. Here comes the 3-1 from Stafford. Swing and a miss there from Blackstone. Big rip at an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. High and tight. So count will run full now on Kent Blackstone. See, 3-2 swung on and missed. He chased the ball high.
Big rip from him.
Yes, yes, it was, and he is going to go down on strikes. And it's going to be 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ethan Whisker is going to stand in now.
Not much from him this afternoon.
The first pitch to him is going to be a ball 1-0.
It's 0 for 4.
Another ball is going to miss outside, 2-0. Stafford hitting the gun around 88 miles an hour, pretty consistently here. Has only hit the strike zone twice, however. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's going to be another ball high, 3-0. This is another 3-ball count for Stafford here in the bottom of the ninth. Three-0 is going to hit the outside corner. Going to be 3-1 now.
He's going to walk Whisker.
So Ethan Whisker will be on a board due to a walk here in the bottom of the ninth inning. 1 on, 1 out for Riley Palmer. Paul Noche is going to come out to the mound, have a quick chat with Michael Stafford.
The Woolly Mammoths going to need a lot more on the base paths if they want to try to get back in this ball game.
That's a quick chat as Noche's already back, going back to the dugout. And there's 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Riley Palmer so far today has one of the only 5 hits for the Mammoths. The first pitch is going to be a strike as he fouls that one off, 0-1. He's reached twice safely today, one on the base hit in the 8th inning and a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Other than that, he is grounded out and flown out. The 0-1 pitch is going to be just a tad high, 1-1 now. Here comes the delivery from Stafford. He's going to drive that one foul down the right side. So 1-2 now on Riley Palmer. It was a hit and run situation. Whisker took off for second base, but unfortunately Palmer hit it foul as the Mammoths are trying anything to get on the board here as they're down 5 runs here in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs left. Comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss from Palmer as he chased the ball outside the strike zone. And Michael Stafford has now 2 strikeouts this inning. And the Mammoths, Dan, are down to their final out with Jeff Smith coming up.
Yeah, Jeff Smith struck out 3 times this afternoon.
Yeah, he struggled this afternoon with those strikeouts. He did walk in his first plate appearance all the way back. I'm sorry, he did not walk in today's ballgame. He's 0 for 4. Again, I was reading the wrong scorecard for Jeff Smith. As the first pitch of Smith is going to be a ball low and inside 1-0 as Figueroa had to make a leaping play to get that one. He looked like a tried and true hopper on that one.
Guess you can say that.
Here comes the 1-0. Breaking for second is going to be Ethan Whisker, but swinging and missing is Jeff Smith. Whisker's going to get in there without a throw, so he's going to steal second. Jeff Smith is got a 1-1 count on him with 2 outs and a runner in second base. A scoring position for Smith. He's going to drive that one to left field, and Power's going to be underneath it to make the catch, and that's going to end the ball game. So a good piece of hitting there from Jeff Smith, but unfortunately hit it right to Power out there in left field.
And it was all Eastside Diamond Hoppers this afternoon.
Yeah, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers take down the Westside Woolly Mammoths in today's Sunday afternoon ball game, 7-2. And we will be back shortly with a post-game chat. Please stay tuned for more. Welcome back, everyone, to a post-game chat and today's Sunday afternoon ball game. Brian Fisher and Dan Dober with you here to break this one down for you. The Eastside Diamond Hoppers beat the Westside Woolly Mammoths 7-2, and I will go through a recap really quick on how that happened. In the third inning, the Eastside Diamond Hoppers got on top big time thanks to RBIs from Cam Stewart, John Macon, and Chris Power. The latter of which had a 2 RBI single. Then in the fifth inning, it was an RBI single from Esteban Gomez and a fielder's choice RBI from Casey Chenoweth. And it was all Eastside Diamond Hoppers as they had only given up 1 hit to that point. But then in the seventh inning, the Mammoths finally got on the board with a sac fly RBI from Ken Blackstone. And then in the eighth inning, they had a RBI double from Hagen Wilkie to make it 6-2. And in the ninth inning, the Hoppers got one back thanks to an RBI single from Esteban Gomez, making it 7-2, and that's how it would end up. Starting pitchers today were Jared Gaynor. He went 4 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Not a good outing for him, Dan.
No, not at all. And you know what? Hopefully he improves in his next outing.
Yeah, coming into today's game, Jared Gaynor had an ERA of 2.27, so we were expecting a pitcher's duel because Devin Alexander had an ERA of 3.14. So a bad outing from both of the starting pitchers today, but a different bad outing in terms of how it happened. Jared Gaynor obviously gave up a lot of hits, and that's how that happened. But Devin Alexander went 3 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit and no earned runs, but his was necessarily, it wasn't bad per se, but his control was all over the place.
Yes, it was.
He gave up 6 walks in 3 2/3 innings, and if he wants to go longer in games, he's got to cut down on those walks.
He sure does,
He
Brian.
came into today's ball game, Dan, with a 3.14 ERA, and he was pitching phenomenally. But then those 6 walks really killed him. Had 84 pitches into the 4th inning, and that's when they pulled him.
Somehow he found a way to get the win.
So that's how it ended for the starting pitchers today, Dan. Who would you say is your player of the game?
I'm going to go with Chris Power. He had a great afternoon, had 2 RBIs, and he had a couple hits in this ball game.
Yeah, he went 3 for 5 in today's ball game, heading 3 base hits, one of which was an infield single and a 2 RBI single in the 3rd inning. So it's a good pick for player of the game.
Who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with Esteban Gomez,
All
just
right.
one more down in the lineup. Gomez went 3 for 5 as well, had 3 base hits and 2 RBIs as well. So it was a close decision there on who to pick.
Yes, it was.
Other notable ones were John Macon going 1 for 4 with a walk, a base hit, and an RBI, and Cam Stewart with a 2 RBI, restart. He went 3 for 5 with 2 singles, a double, and an RBI. And then on the Mammoth sides of things, a sac fly RBI from Kent Blackstone and an RBI double from Hagen Wilkie. That's about it for offense in terms of production from any of the players. And then who's your pitcher of the game, Dan?
I got to give it to Matt Rogers coming in for Devin Alexander. Did a great job.
Yeah, Matt Rogers is a pretty easy pick in my opinion. I think, though, just for the sake of being different, Matt Rogers, by the way, went 4 1/3 innings pitched with 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Had a longer outing than the starting pitcher, Devin Alexander, and did a great job. Did what his team needed in relief there. I'm going to go with Luke McCaddy of the Westside Woolly Mammoths for my pitcher of the game.
Yeah, he came in 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he came in I believe it was the 8th inning, and went 1, 2, 3, all ground ball pitches. Or ground ball outs, and it got maybe 10 pitches in that inning before he finally got the out. So he did a great job in relief. So that's who I'm going to say is my pitcher of the game. Dan, what's on the schedule for Thursday?
Well, Thursday, you know, always it's a busy evening. We have the Teen Angels, and it's also Michigan State University night, also Thursday night, and also Chick-fil-A night. And by the way, the matchup is between the Birmingham Bluefield Beavers and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
Michigan State night is going to be next week. What day is that on, Dan?
That's on Thursday.
That's on Thursday as well. So we had U of M night this week on Thursday. Next week is Michigan State. So to all you Sparties out there who listen, come here in full gear to earn the cheers of your peers.
Yeah.
Gears, cheers, peers. That's probably the best rhyme I've ever done. I'm never going to top that one. So thank you all for listening to today's ball game. The Westside Woolly Mammoths fall to the Hoppers 7-2. It was a 5-run lead for the Hoppers, and we will be back on Thursday, 7:05 p.m. Thank you guys all for listening, and please tune in again.